The story opens with a scene of a girl kneeling on the ground, shouting loudly, "I am his fiancé. The one who can stay by his side, even if it means enduring contempt, can be no one else but Scarlet Armand." As she spoke, she slowly lifted her eyes to look at the man before her, addressed as His Highness Callier. His only response was to place the tip of a sword against her neck. Tears streamed down Scarlet Armand's face. Choking up, she said, "Please, love only me." This was a short scene from the novel The Tyrant's Private Life. It's a romantic fantasy novel. The male lead is Emperor Callier, a man infamous for committing countless atrocities, so brutal he even killed his own siblings. That tyrant fell in love after meeting the female lead, and from then on, became someone who favored peace. Just the slightest twitch of the female lead's toe could make him obey her every word. Because of that, only those closest to him knew about the tyrant's private life, and of course, they were sworn to secrecy. That's how the story goes. Next is the scene of a girl hugging a pillow, lamenting her fate. She says, "But what's with this ridiculous ending?" Tears rolled down her cheeks. Wasn't the tyrant's change of heart supposed to signal the end of the original story? She recalled, "One day, when I was in my 20s, I died, and was reincarnated into this book, becoming the tyrant's fiancé, taking over the body of Scarlet Armand. That Scarlet loved the tyrant obsessively and always picked fights with the female lead. As a villainess, naturally, she would die by his hand. Of all people to become, why did I have to end up as Scarlet, the one who gets killed by the very man she loves? And I didn't even get dropped into the beginning of the story. Thankfully, the original plot hadn't quite started yet. I was this close to dying before even getting a single word out. As soon as the original story begins, Scarlet starts making trouble for Charlean. But still, it's not like I committed any serious crime like murder. Why does the other person have to be that tyrant?" With that thought, she got out of bed and began sorting through the plot in her head. The first time the tyrant fell in love, it was nothing short of a disaster. He was the youngest swordmaster in history and the youngest ever to earn the title of Sage. But what did that matter? Apart from his close friends, he treated others worse than he would animals. Later, she went to seek out the servants for more information about the emperor. One of them replied with clear irritation, "The reason His Majesty the Emperor is called the Sage? It's because there's hardly anyone more knowledgeable than him." The servant muttered under his breath with a sigh, "Ugh, I'm swamped with work right now." Scarlet stood there, hearing everything. She thought to herself, "I heard that, you know." Back in her room, Scarlet clutched her head in frustration. In short, that title is the exact opposite of his actual personality. She scribbled a drawing of Charlean's face on a piece of paper and scrawled in big letters, "Evil." Then she angrily crossed out the phrase, "Live with compassion." First of all, emotional reform clearly won't work. And that family of mine, they've gone too far. How could they send their only daughter to a place like this? No matter how cold and cruel he is, they should have broken off the engagement. Seriously, what kind of family does that? Thankfully, when she was transmigrated here, she retained Scarlet's memories. In them, the Duke Scarlet's father was an utterly cold-hearted man. She vividly recalled the slap that shook the heavens, accompanied by his oh-so-loving command. "Lock her up. Not a single drop of water until morning." No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't bring herself to call that man father. A man like him struck without hesitation. Even when she did nothing, people would glance at her with disdain. Even the servants ignored her. In Scarlet's memories, this family was the type who, no matter how much you hoped, would never respond. Scarlet shut her notebook and started planning. "I need to escape. That's the only answer when it comes to this wretched ducal family." But her most urgent problem now was breaking off the engagement with the tyrant. Scarlet glanced at the invitation card on the table. 10 days from now would be the Emperor's birthday banquet, the occasion where Scarlet Armand would be officially introduced as his fiancé. This signaled that the plot was about to kick into full gear. And Scarlet's love wasn't the beginning of a sweet story, but the very moment that marked her downfall. Scarlet picked up the invitation card and sighed. Phew! In her memories, all she ever saw was the cold, distant back of the tyrant. What on earth did she see in him that made her fall in love at first sight? "I won't go chasing after you just because I caught feelings. Keep dreaming." But the problem is, Scarlet sat down, holding her head with a deep sigh. Once the heroine shows up, who knows when I'll get killed? Maybe I should just run away. If every encounter leads to disaster, then why even meet at all? If I can't break off the engagement, then what's the point? Maybe I should just say it outright, "I want to cancel our engagement?" Would that even work? Scarlet imagined the scene. "I'm sorry. Let's pretend we were never engaged in the first place." "Charlean," the tyrant would shout, "you dare insult me? Game over." "No way," Scarlet shuddered. If this keeps up, Scarlet's memories will become my future. I'd rather log out of this world myself. Suddenly, her eyes lit up. Wait a minute, what if I change things up? The engagement with the Emperor was sealed with a magical contract. To annul it, both parties must willingly agree or one of them must die. I need his agreement. According to the contract, I have to continue meeting my fiancé. Even if he's a tyrant who kills without blinking, there's no avoiding this. Scarlet smirked. Then there's still a chance to make him so disgusted with me he'll want to end it himself. I'll act completely insane fake crazy if I have to. Just you wait. Then Scarlet burst into laughter like a madwoman. Ha ha ha, hoo, ha ha ha. Her laughter and sobs echoed down the hallway. A passing servant knocked gently on her door and asked, "Milady, you've been laughing and crying alone for a while now, are you all right?" In the blink of an eye, the Emperor's birthday banquet had arrived. A scene from the original story surfaced in Scarlet's mind. This was the first time anyone had ever treated me kindly. Even if I die, I'll never forget it. The Emperor is a man of deep emotion. He would never fall out of love so easily. As soon as the memory faded, Scarlet grimaced. Deep emotion, my foot, he's so cold it's deadly. I can't even. And why do Scarlet's memories always pop up at the worst possible time? The servant called from outside the door. "Milady, are you all right?" "Ah, it's nothing," Scarlet quickly replied. Lucy the maid attending to her stepped inside. "I'll go fetch your dress. Please stay here and rest." Yeah, go ahead," Scarlet waved her off, flopping lazily into a seat. "If I manage to break off the engagement, I'll run away anyway, so there's no point in pretending to be proper anymore." That's why the servants constantly had to remind her. "Milady, eating while walking like that will damage the family's reputation." "And what about Duke Rumen?" Scarlet pouted. "No one cares." The banquet wasn't until the evening, yet she'd already spent the whole morning preparing. Still, even without preparing, I'm naturally gorgeous anyway. Praising herself shamelessly, Scarlet was abruptly drenched in cold reality when Ree walked in and saw her mid-performance, sobbing and laughing all alone. Scarlet wished she could vanish into thin air. To distract herself, she focused on the pile of dresses Lucy was holding. Her eyes were immediately drawn to a light pink one. Picking it up, she admired it. "This dress, Lucy, you don't like it?" Lucy replied. "No, let's go with this one." She looked puzzled. "Milady, do you really want to wear that dress? Isn't it a bit too plain?" Scarlet nodded confidently. "Add some jewelry and it'll look even better, right?" Lucy looked even more anxious. "But, are you planning to wear something that simple to a banquet at the Imperial Palace?" After Scarlet put the dress on, just as she predicted, whispers immediately spread among the palace maids. "Is that the lady? Is she out of her mind?" Scarlet smirked quietly. "Heard it all, you know. Just the reaction I wanted. Just a simple outfit, and it's got everyone gossiping. Perfect. I used to think I didn't suit peach tones, who knew this color could make me look so adorable?" She turned to ask Lucy. "Don't you think so? This makeup wasn't a waste after all, right?" Lucy stayed silent. Scarlet frowned and turned back, only to find the maid behind her wearing a grim expression. "What's wrong? Why are you just standing there?" The maid stammered. "Forgive me, milady." Out in the courtyard, a luxurious carriage was already waiting. The maid froze in surprise when she saw Scarlet approaching. "Please, this way, milady." Scarlet raised an eyebrow. Why so shocked? She thought to herself. Well, I guess it makes sense. Who wouldn't be stunned seeing someone show up to the Emperor's birthday banquet in this outfit? But this dress is the perfect start for my crazy plan. Though I have to admit, rich folks really do have comfy cushions. This seat is heavenly. As she chuckled to herself over her master plan, the mood suddenly shifted. A gloomy air settled around her. Sitting across from her was Duke Armand, her so-called father, with a cold, scowling expression. Scarlet glared back. That glare isn't bad, but what's it good for? This guy treats his daughter like trash anyway. And the Duchess, always acting like she's on her deathbed, terrified of being associated with me. Avoids me like the plague. Whatever. I'm done with those people. Suddenly, a voice called out. Hey, did you take the wrong meds or something? Scarlet flinched. It was Iszar Armand, her half-brother. In the original story, Iszar was the only one who stood by Scarlet when she was sentenced to death. When she tried to take her own life, it was Iszar who found her and saved her. The memories came rushing back. Ah, it hurts, my hand. The doctor's vague instructions from back then echoed in her mind. Though the young lady is out of immediate danger, she still needs to be monitored. Scarlet remembered weakly asking. Who was that? Iszar had frowned, looking annoyed. This brat. He seemed about to say more but stopped. He gritted his teeth and simply muttered, "Just rest." He stared at me in silence for a while before sighing. Maybe he had been really worried about me. In my memories, Iszar was the one who treated Scarlet with kindness. Scarlet glanced over at him with a soft look. Credit where it's due, or maybe it's just because I treat him a little more nicely. Iszar, however, looked pale and uncomfortable, sweat forming on his brow. What's with that face of hers? No wonder I keep getting goosebumps. Scarlet beamed. What's the matter? Do you really not know? That dress you're wearing. The dress? Oh, it's perfect, isn't it? Honestly, I look amazing in everything. Iszar was speechless. There've been rumors lately that you've gone insane, guess they're true after all. Iszar quickly covered his mouth after accidentally blurting out his thoughts. All right, that's enough. Don't say another word. Suddenly, he turned sharply toward the carriage door, leaving Scarlet bewildered. Huh? What's up with him? Lately he's been real careful with his words. A loud bang echoed through the carriage. Duke Armand shouted furiously. Scarlet Armand, have you completely lost your mind? If you're going to shame the family name, at least try not to go overboard. Don't you dare step out of this carriage, just go back home. Scarlet frowned. That trash of a duke is always in a foul mood. She asked plainly. What's there to be ashamed of? Is it because of this dress? Last time, I got slapped for buying too many flashy outfits, so this time I chose something really plain. If our family's reputation is at stake, it's not because of me. Wasn't it your son who came home drunk just last night? I hear rumors about him drunkenly singing in the streets have already spread across the capital. Are you not concerned about that tainting the family name? Then, Scarlet smirked to herself. Well? Must be boiling with rage now, huh? She'd never talked back to him before. When he runs out of words, his fists usually do the talking. But that's exactly why he shouldn't be messing with me now. Glancing slyly at her brother, she thought. Huh? I thought he'd be furious if I dragged him into this. Why so quiet? The Duke bellowed again. Scarlet! You insolent brat! Duchess Milia Armand replied in a bored tone. Enough, both of you. Honestly, not an ounce of maturity between you. Scarlet thought to herself. After the Duchess passed away, he helped that woman even before they were married. She was cast aside by the Duke. The real issue is, she was already pregnant while he was still engaged. And that child was Iszar Armand. That explained why Iszar was older than Scarlet. From her mother's standpoint, it was infuriating, clear proof of betrayal. Still, she was just a victim too, Scarlet admitted. But then, memories from the original story came flooding back. Please, stepmother, forgive me, lock her up until she calms down. I won't do it again, please, mother, I'm begging you. Even if things went that way, it wasn't right to take it all out on me, Scarlet reminded herself. Back in the present, the woman spoke. Scarlet, be quiet and let him. But Scarlet ignored her completely. Ah, right. Iszar, is it true you sing in the streets every time you're drunk? That's what the rumors say. Milia Armand furrowed her brows the moment her son was mentioned. Scarlet smirked inwardly. Why don't you worry about your own son for once, madam? She went on. I also heard he got beat up too. That doesn't happen all the time, right? Oh, and madam. Milia clenched her teeth the moment Scarlet called her madam. Scarlet chuckled. If you want to hear me say, mother, then maybe stop pretending you care so much about me. The woman turned away angrily. Scarlet just shrugged. If you all think I'm crazy, why not just cancel the engagement already? Wouldn't that be simpler? All right, that's enough. Though, that would take some paperwork. Scarlet thought to herself. Before I cause a scene, I should at least take a nap first. 1 second later, she dozed off right then and there, snoring audibly, leaving the entire family dumbstruck. She was out cold, snoring so clearly it echoed. Milia Armand couldn't help it, she burst out laughing. In her sleep, a sound crept into her dream, a soft weeping. What is that? That sound, someone's crying? A blonde-haired girl was sitting on the floor. Slowly, she lifted her face. It was herself. Seeing the terrifying scene unfold in her dream, Scarlet screamed loud enough to blow the roof off the carriage. By the time she jolted awake, everyone else had already disembarked and entered the palace. It had just been a dream. As Scarlet stepped out of the carriage, she thought. But seriously, the fact that I could sleep through all that really means I'm insane, huh? Thank goodness I'm not late. And of course, no one even bothered to wake me. That dream wasn't just a dream. I shouldn't think about it right now, I've got more important things to do. Alright, time to go meet my tyrant fiancé. Scarlet arrived at the venue for the banquet quite late, and looking rough, to say the least. But she quickly composed herself. I'm not too late, right? Open the doors for me. The guard replied. I'm sorry, my lady. His Majesty has already entered. We're no longer announcing new arrivals. So I have to sneak in? Scarlet mused. But sneak in quietly? No way. I need to make an entrance. I understand. No problem. Just open the doors for me. As you wish, my lady. The doors opened. Scarlet peeked inside, and her jaw dropped at the overwhelming opulence. Oh wow, this is insane. The so-called tyrant had once claimed he'd keep the birthday celebration simple compared to previous emperors. If this is what he calls simple, then what kind of over-the-top extravaganzas did the past emperors throw? Now then, where is my tyrant fiancé? As soon as she stepped in, all eyes turned toward her. Look over there. That's Lady Armand. Did a gust of wind blow the sense out of her today? What kind of outfit is that to wear to a banquet? Scarlet thought to herself, that's more than enough attention for now. She glanced at a man nearby. Hot damn, that guy is fine. Could he be the emperor? But no, according to the book, the emperor had silver white hair and violet eyes. This guy wasn't it. So where the hell is that emperor anyway? Ugh, this is exhausting. Why are there so many people here? Suddenly, she overheard someone say, Lady Fleda, look over there. Rumor has it that the Armand girl's mind isn't quite right. Seems like the rumor might be true after all. What's this? These girls, they look kind of familiar somehow. A girl with green hair turned and caught Scarlet's unreadable, almost judgmental gaze. Then Scarlet suddenly burst out laughing and said loudly, a traffic light. Red, yellow, and green hair perfect trio. The three girls stared at her, confused. Lady Fleda, what's a traffic light? Let's see, judging by how she's spouting nonsense, maybe the rumors were right after all. Scarlet walked up and patted the green-haired girl's shoulder. You wanna die or what? The girl flinched. Don't touch me. I'm a busy woman, you get me? Scarlet leaned in and whispered. Remember what I just said, lady. Fleda's hands went limp from fear. Scarlet scoffed inwardly. So weak. I'm sensitive, okay? Who told you to start trouble in the first place? There were plenty of people around, but not a single one dared approach Scarlet. They knew better. Her infamous rampage a month ago still lingered in everyone's minds. Scarlet was here for one reason only, to meet him, the one who needed her. In the original story, it was said she fell in love with the tyrant because of how gentlemanly he treated her. But the real reason was that she was needed by him. Because he was the only person in her life. And that is just plain foolish, isn't it? To love someone based solely on that. It's way too dangerous. Suddenly, a loud voice rang out. Over there. That's the not quite right lady of the Armand family. Scarlet heard it and smiled with disdain. Oh wow, didn't expect someone to stir up trouble so loudly. Let me see what that guy looks like. She turned around and saw a man with platinum hair. Her eyes widened as if she suddenly recognized something. She quickly bowed. I am Scarlet Armand of the Armand family. Your Majesty, greetings. Scarlet thought to herself, it's not that I love his manners, it's his face. Smart, handsome, but cold. Someone said. The rumors about the lady are true. The people standing near Callier in Scarlet's eyes were like squids. Truly, he had the power to turn everyone around him into squids being grilled by his aura. Handsome? That's dangerously handsome. No, I can't be swayed by that appearance. That guy is the tyrant. The tyrant. A murderer who could kill me any time. So I have to stay alert. Charlean asked. Miss, is something wrong? Scarlet was almost distracted by Charlene's charm. You're going to be the tyrant, how can you stir people's hearts like that? Will that tyrant become the heroine's pet? Her cheeks suddenly flushed. Focus. I didn't come here to play around. She replied. Nothing, Your Majesty. It's my first time meeting you, so I was a bit dazed. You're just too beautiful. Forgive my rudeness. But there was something she wanted to ask. I heard Your Majesty enjoys magical things very much, is that correct? Callier said coldly. Miss, if you intend to show me something miraculous, you'd better give up. His expression showed no interest at all. I knew that, but that's enough. This is the first time I come to meet Your Majesty as your fiancé, so I prepared a gift for you. Could you at least take a look? Fine. Let me see what you've prepared. The bait was taken, making her heart leap with joy. If what you've prepared looks ordinary to me, I'll remain indifferent as long as it takes. Your Majesty, don't worry, please look carefully. Scarlet held up her glass of wine. Your Majesty, look here. With my magic, I will now transform this plain dress into a dress that will enchant everyone. Happy birthday, Your Majesty. Then, without hesitation, she splashed the wine onto herself. Oh, that rich scent. Your Majesty, look. It has turned into a blazing red dress. What do you think? By this point, you're definitely crazy, right? People nearby started whispering. Oh my, what is this? She poured wine on herself? In front of His Majesty? How can she? Scarlet laughed to herself. How could someone this crazy marry him, right? Isn't this miraculous enough, Your Majesty? Seeing that expression? If I do well this one time, I might be able to break off the engagement. Emperor Callier once said to Charlean. You want to congratulate me on my birthday? No one celebrates the day I was born. Those words are all lies. He hid the deep yearning in his heart. So she shouldn't say such things either. He said that in the original story. Usually, the heroine would want to hear such words, but I hate them. She bowed slightly and cheerfully said. Once again, happy birthday, Your Majesty. Callier heard the birthday wishes, and his face immediately darkened. The nobles around whispered under their breath. Oh my, His Majesty's expression is terrifying. Anyway, thanks to this incident, I left a bad impression on our first meeting. Let's hope this progress continues quickly. At that moment, the Emperor called out loudly. Duke Armand. The Duke responded. Yes, Your Majesty, I am here. He said coldly. The young lady doesn't look well, does she? Aren't you going to take her back to the mansion to have her examined? A heavy atmosphere pressed down on the Duke's shoulders, forcing him to lower his head and quickly pull Scarlet away. I will take my daughter back immediately, Your Majesty. Scarlet left with a little regret. Wow, but those staring eyes seemed like they wanted to kill me. Still, I have to admit, he's really handsome. Then she thought to herself. All right, handsome guy, this is your first time seeing a crazy person like me, right? If I do well this time, maybe I'll get the notice to break off the engagement right away? Scarlet didn't forget to blow a wind kiss to Charlean. Charlean was caught off guard by the kiss, almost twisting his neck in surprise, and said stunned. Wow, she's not done yet. Just wait, Your Majesty. Outside in the carriage, Duke Armand was nearly ready to tear Scarlet apart, pounding his fist hard on the seat. You're really crazy. So embarrassing, such a disgrace. But Scarlet just turned her gaze to the sky and looked at the ground, indifferent to the Duke's furious face. So noisy, but judging by that reaction, it looks like I succeeded, huh? While she was floating in her own world, Iszar called out. Hey, are you drunk? Also, you smell terrible. Scarlet was not happy, another one ruining the mood. What? Isn't it handsome? Where's the handsome part? Iszar looked at her and smiled. Look at this, you're as red as a ripe apple. Doesn't it suit you well? Scarlet stepped closer and asked. Right? Iszar continuously waved his hand to stop her. At that moment, Duchess Milia Armand entered and said. Once we arrive at the mansion, I will call the doctor to come examine you. Can you behave yourself a little? Doctor? Why? Seeing your behavior like this, you definitely need a doctor to help your brain get back to normal. Oh my God, how could that be? Scarlet thought to herself. Exactly, just break off the engagement already or maybe I'll be kicked out too. She pretended to be wronged and sniffled. I heard His Majesty likes the color red, like blood. So, as his fiancé, I just wanted to give him a special birthday gift. What did I do wrong? Scarlet's quick change of tone left Iszar stunned. He asked. All right, about that, what was that? Was he scared? Then came the dress, decorated all over with red from head to toe. So His Majesty will hold me in his arms. Do you want to die? No way. And His Majesty will officially become my partner. Become a couple? Later, I will ask His Majesty for a strand of his hair. Every time we meet, I'll ask for another. Why? What? Like that is the only way to be happy. I'll keep the strand under my pillow until we get married. Not believing his ears, Iszar asked again. Are you serious? Iszar sighed deeply. Seeing his brother's expression, Scarlet realized. Oh wow, I overdid it. That's how you raise a flag, right? Later at the mansion, Duke Armand saw the carriage returning. The knights wondered. Why are they back so early? Did something happen? Could it be that Miss Scarlet caused trouble again? Humph, she has been quite well behaved for the past month. Before the knight's hand even touched the door, Scarlet kicked it wide open with a straight leg. Watching her foot flash by, the bewildered knight asked. Is that a foot? Scarlet rushed out like a gust of wind and ran away. The Duke gave an order. Quick, catch her. What? Milia commanded. Call the doctor immediately. Scarlet is beyond help now. The knight still couldn't believe his eyes. Was that really the young lady just now? Seeing the empty seats inside, he asked. But the young master didn't come back with her? Milia Armand frowned and sighed, recalling that no matter how she thought about it, it seemed her daughter really had gone mad. What if she really dies? What then? Iszar, you don't want to attend her birthday party, do you? Right after, Iszar was forced to get off the carriage. Get off the carriage! Take care of yourself, you idiot! Left standing in the middle of the road, Iszar looked confused. Huh? What? Duke Armand furrowed his brows and asked Scarlet. Armand, what did you just do? Scarlet raised her hand, then hesitated and stopped. Oh, and by the way, now I'm His Majesty's fiancé, you know? So let's keep some distance. She pointed her finger directly at his face. You know, right? How can a noble fiancé have wounds on her body? That's unacceptable. Recalling this, the Duchess rubbed her head, feeling dizzy. She wasn't this rude before. Now she's truly gone mad. The next day, Scarlet wrote a letter to Emperor Callier. To His Majesty Callier the noble son, you are like the moon, perfume, trees, and sparrows. I regret having to part ways with you at the birthday banquet. So, see you next time. She wrote it herself and then promptly felt nauseous. See you, my foot. It'd be better to just cancel the engagement altogether. That said, she still had to quickly decide when to meet again. The Emperor and his fiancée had to meet the exact number of times required within a month, and everything that happened related to those meetings had to be recorded. Thinking of this, she felt embarrassed. Well, isn't this basically public dating? The key was to appear crazy enough to him, but keep things just limited enough. Doing this continuously would be perfect to fool that suspicious tyrant. Let's see how he will respond. If he replies, it means yesterday's stunt wasn't impressive enough. Lucy, are you there? I'm here, milady. Bring me the ledger, please. Scarlet's mother, the Duchess Armand, had passed away earlier and left an inheritance to Scarlet. Although the money wasn't much, in the original story, Scarlet had used it to stir trouble in Charlean. Having spent all the money on that, she had to borrow from the elders in the family. Scarlet lamented, thinking that sum was not small. How could she have blown it all at once? Lucy brought a cup of tea and placed it on the table. Oh, you've already prepared? I like tea, thank you. Lucy nervously wiped sweat after Scarlet thanked her. No need to thank me, yes, it's nothing. Scarlet sipped the tea, thinking. Lucy's expression just gave her away. That look is really interesting, I have to keep thanking her. Really, thank you. Yes, milady, just call me if you need anything. After Lucy left, Scarlet's face darkened as she started calculating. The problem now is this. Just as she expected, the money was too little. With this amount, she couldn't escape from the Duke's house and live independently. Scarlet had saved this money over time, but she had to find a way to earn more. Luckily, she had a plan to make money. With just this small amount, she targeted the safe zone, to be exact, the barren land called the Cradle, because magic couldn't penetrate it. This land was abandoned by people, but few knew it was a safe haven for spirits to live in seclusion with the heroine. It had become extremely fertile land. Scarlet smiled dangerously. Spirits, huh? If I get their recognition, I won't have to worry about resources anymore. The rarest treasure in the world was spirit stones. If I take these stones to sell. Thinking this, she pushed the door open and went out. Lucy saw this and hurriedly called. Milady, where are you going? To the bank. I'm going to withdraw some money. I'll take half of the family's assets and leave this place. At the royal palace, Charlean returned after training, exhausted, and lay down to rest. At that moment, memories resurfaced. Happy birthday to your majesty, utterly unbelievable. She dared to do that right in front of me. His mother's voice echoed in his ears. Oh Callier, my unfortunate child. How much better it would have been if you had never been born. Even the words behind his back. Be very careful around His Majesty, or you might die. All the rules and protocols had been broken. The image of Scarlet on that day lingered in his mind, making him sit up, feeling deeply uneasy. The moment she blew a kiss at him flashed again, causing his face to flush. No, it's not that I feel uneasy. Scarlet Armand was just a name from a prestigious family, though that family was steadily declining. Yet, he had agreed to the engagement because of the influence of this noble house. According to the investigation results, the Lady Armand is ruthless and heartless. With such a personality, your majesty should reconsider whether she is worthy to be empress. You say the lady is ruthless? That lady? Recalling Scarlet's dazed look that day, I will show your majesty an interesting story. Just investigating on the surface can hardly reveal the truth. What should I do? Ambiguous, crazy, murderous, yet I still haven't lost interest in that strange young lady. Let's just wait and see. Not just Scarlet Armand, but Scarlet herself. Back at the Armand household, Lucy called the young lady. The royal palace has sent a reply. Receiving the reply, Scarlet smiled brightly. Good, very good. I've already sent her the schedule for the month. Now I have to make him see I'm even crazier. I'll show him the bitter taste of madness. At the royal palace, Callier was also pondering over this schedule when someone entered and said, "Your Majesty, someone has summoned you. Even though it's not official, I have something to report." It was good that the summons had come. The person placed a mountain-high stack of documents on the table. The emperor frowned. "It's only early morning and you've already overdone it." "Overdone?" The man replied. "It won't take much of your Majesty's time." This man was Callier's close aide, Count Clovar. Clovar said with dark circles under his eyes. "Breakfast is done, so it's time for you to work." Thinking to himself, he added, "Someone barely ate, only slept 2 hours, and went back to work." Charlean thought silently. "I know what you're thinking." At that moment, the communication orb glowed. "Is that Count Rumen?" Count Rumen, head of intelligence and close to Callier, along with Count Clovar, both looked worried as they were summoned. Charlean probably threw the documents on the table and said, "Investigate again, Clovar." Clovar lowered his head. It was indeed as suspected. Rumen, worried to tears, asked, "Could it be that my report was unclear?" It's understandable to face difficulties when investigating the Armand family. Their ancestors were heroes who stood shoulder to shoulder with the forebears of the Callier and Lisabelle clans. What those heroic ancestors left behind for the Armand family is something even the tyrant's closest aides cannot penetrate. However, Scarlet is someone who often strolls the streets. At least something should be investigable. Thus, such careless intelligence gathering is unacceptable. Charlean asked Rumen, "Are you sure you have thoroughly investigated?" Clovar silently grumbled. "This is outrageous. This is going to be troublesome, Your Majesty." After all, Count Rumen is known for his tears. If things continue like this, what will happen next? This time when Rumen called, Charlean abruptly cut off the communication. Unexpectedly, the Emperor actually severed the link. Clovar frowned, thinking, "Looks like I'll have to work overtime again." "Just as expected," Charlean said. "You choose investigate the Armand family or investigate Scarlet Armand herself." It had already been weeks since Scarlet became the betrothed, yet she had only just appeared. Still, choosing to investigate this individual was better than doing nothing at all. "It truly is a difficult choice for me, but what exactly should I investigate about the lady, Your Majesty?" "Investigate what I want to know first. And don't make me irritated." "Understood, I will do my best. I'd rather eat cold porridge than investigate the Armand family." "Then can you tell me your official schedule?" "As usual, Your Majesty plans to meet the lady twice a month, yes? While Your Majesty follows the schedule, if you're nearby, it will help in gathering information." "I must see that face once more." The fleeting, elusive images of Scarlet crossed the Emperor's mind again. He smiled and said, "Very well, the schedule is not finalized yet, you know what to do. Send the schedule to Armand. I entrust the rules to you once a month, Count." "Yes, Your Majesty." "I take my leave." Clovar left, wondering. Why does His Majesty seem so cheerful? A tyrant ruling an empire rarely shows joy. But truly, what kind of person is this lady? What could she have done to make His Majesty change like this? Clovar imagined. The son of this empire is my man. Could it be Scarlet Armand? Within a day, I must swiftly investigate her. Elsewhere, Scarlet said. "Of course. What's this about a whole month schedule? We could meet again as soon as tomorrow." The next day, Scarlet was summoned to the imperial palace. Along with the letter came a note. "Please walk here." What kind of damn training is this? Clearly, no rush to meet quickly and get it over with. Wait, what should I do now? Wear a red dress to make a strong impression? Or did I leave a weak impression last time, so this time won't matter either? Or prepare with all my sincerity? But what if that tyrant isn't satisfied? Sure enough, arriving empty-handed at someone's place won't do, right? In the end, she chose to wear a truly red dress. Wow, the shopping street near the palace is so splendid. That made it easy for me to find what I needed. Grapefruit and white flowers were the two things that Tyrant hated most, especially white flowers. Why? She didn't know, but the scent of those flowers was really fragrant. Since that's the case, I have to bring an extra bouquet too. This one, and this one, give me a bunch of white flowers with a strong fragrance, please. Quickly, a bouquet was prepared. The shopkeeper said, "Wow, your lover must like this very much." Scarlet smiled gently, thinking to herself. Like what? He absolutely hates them. All preparations done, it was time to go. Good. I'll make him lose his arrogant look. Time passed, and she arrived at the meeting point. Miss Armand was exactly 2 hours and 13 minutes late. There were some unavoidable circumstances on the way, so it's okay. Anyway, today's final schedule is quite relaxed. I am Count Clovar, your guide for this schedule. Please call me Clovar. Nice to meet you, Clovar. His Majesty is waiting, so please hurry. True to the rules, he was a workaholic. Last time I didn't meet him, I guess he was asleep somewhere in a corner. Anyway, a bit disappointing, I only arrived tonight. Usually, the magical lamps would be lit, but today they were all turned off by the Emperor's order. Next time you come, you'll be able to admire the palace by night. Count, I have something to ask. Yes, milady, please go ahead. Isn't this a prison? Clovar clapped his hands loudly. Milady, you have sharp eyes. It's the first time someone coming to the palace knows it so well. Ah, is that so? They both put on dark expressions and forced smiles. Is he going to show up like this? Clovar, do you think I don't know? In the original story of the tyrant, not only the male and female leads are well developed, but also his attendants. They are the ones who constantly watch over his private life, because they enjoy teasing him. According to that book, Count, Scarlet leaned close to Clovar, making him flustered. Just call me milady, Scarlet. Scarlet deliberately laughed, spitting some saliva onto Clovar's glasses, making his face darken. You say I need to meet His Majesty? This guy is famously clean freak. Oh dear, Count, are you all right? How does it feel to face such a disaster? Clovar turned away, trembling. I'm fine. Feeling emboldened, Scarlet grabbed an old cloth and wiped Clovar's glasses. Clovar trembled even more. Ah, milady, why is the Count like this? Are you all right? Scarlet smiled. Huh? Clovar thought to himself, seriously, who meets someone for the first time and gets mocked like this? The cleaning rag I accidentally brought turned out to be useful. Just then, a low deep voice sounded. What are you two doing? Right in front of me and still dawdling? They both startled and called out. Your Majesty. Charlean looked at them sternly, as if catching them in the act. Greetings, the son of the Empire. Milady Armand has arrived, hasn't she? Yes, Your Majesty. I wish to see you as soon as possible. Charlean noticed the basket Scarlet was carrying. Milady, but what is that? Oh, this? It's a fruit. Your Majesty invited me here, and coming empty-handed would be a bit rude. Your Majesty, look at this, aren't the white flowers beautiful? Seeing the white flowers, Clovar's face darkened as he silently yelled in his mind, oh no. That wasn't all. Scarlet then held out a pomelo in front of Charlean. And this is a pomelo. Indeed, I quite like pomelos. Charlean's face tightened like a drawn bowstring. In his eyes, Scarlet looked like a witch. This is a wild pomelo from the Jerus territory, specially transported there by white mages. They look delicious, don't they? Charlean's face turned dark as he called Count Clovar. Yes, Your Majesty? Count, you look very tired today. Not at all, Your Majesty. Go take some rest. I will accompany the milady inside. At your command, Your Majesty. Let's go inside. Scarlet felt a little scared but quietly followed behind. So quiet since earlier, what should I say now? But Your Majesty, why did you just order all the lights outside to be turned off? Meaning, could it be a private moment for just the two of us, where we can shine brighter together than ever? Charlean's weary gaze replied. I'm working right now. Working? Yes. This cannot be scheduled. What was Milady Scarlet's expression at that moment? She covered her face and said, I feel so hot, I'm just kidding. But, Your Majesty, do you want me to help you with your work? The milady said. Help me? Yes, if not, there would be no reason for Your Majesty to choose this time and place. I'm very curious, please tell me. Any request, I'm willing to comply. Yes, exactly. As Milady said, I have business to attend to, so I summoned you here. There's someone I want to meet and talk with. Oh, talking? I'm very good at that. As they stepped inside, they saw prisoners' arms. Scarlet hid fearfully behind Charlean, silently judging the cheap quality of their clothing. Hurry up. Talking about this huge underground prison, what's going on? Who would want to meet someone in a place like this? He definitely isn't normal. We shouldn't look each other straight in the eyes. Suddenly, someone called out. Hey, girl. Over here. I said over here. I'm innocent, milady, please, save me. Wait. Scarlet was grabbed by one of the arms. Let go of me. Can't you? Don't go. You have to hear my story of injustice. You're a kind person, aren't you? Charlean stood still, watching the situation. Scarlet kept struggling. Let go. What's wrong with you? It hurts. Suddenly, her eyes widened in shock as she heard Charlean warn the lady carefully. Charlean's hand moved like a demon, drawing his sword and swiftly slashing toward her. Seeing the blood splatter, she was stunned. Oh my God, this isn't like the original story. Charlean turned and said. It's all bloody and messy now. Isn't it? Milady, isn't this guy a hopeless lunatic? Scarlet was so scared she sank down to the floor. Charlean stepped forward, stomping on the severed prisoner's arm, then said. The Count has another task now. The road ahead is still long, let's go. The person milady needs to meet is deep inside this prison. Yes, sir. Who exactly are we going to see? And why does he seem so cheerful? What a madman. Is this really how the tyrant is supposed to be? Scarlet looked down and realized the gift basket she had been carrying was left behind and lost. She frowned at the Emperor. Even before meeting the heroine, this guy's craziness is already off the charts. I wish I could smack that adorable yet cunning neck of his just once. Scarlet raised her hand behind her when... She stopped speaking, startled, and dropped her hand. What was that? Could he hear my thoughts? Scarlet hurriedly explained. Haha, after such a long walk, stretching the whole body is necessary. But Charlean didn't respond to her topic and said, there are two paths for you. Among these two, the one milady is most likely to choose is approaching right now. They both stood before a room. Inside, a man holding a flower cheerfully said. Sissy said so. I do too. I love Sissy. I didn't expect you to whisper so sweetly. Scarlet asked curiously. Your Majesty, who is that? Charlean turned but said nothing. At that moment, Scarlet bowed and called inside. Sir, are you all right? Charlene's eyes seemed to fall into a daze. He had once been a renowned prophet, known as a wise sage. Although now he had been imprisoned for 19 months, he remained silent. The old man's prophecies were linked to the Armand family and could not be taken lightly. Charlean recalled the old man saying at that time, please protect this old man from strangers. Yes, being locked up here in prison is best for me. Instead, the old man spoke a prophecy. There were two paths, and the path most likely to be chosen was drawing near. However, that path would bring destruction. Your Majesty, you cannot hold on to even a bit of happiness for yourself. Aside from the Temple of the Gods, the only ones who can foresee what will happen are the Armand family, where the seers are in deep slumber. Scarlet asked. Sir, who are you talking to? Someone not from the Armand family predicted that when the secret of the Armand family is discovered, there will be jealousy. Maybe I can use this old man to learn that secret. Are you talking to fairies? Is Sissy the fairy? Perhaps the inner self of this girl is her. For a moment, Charlean smiled, then quickly adjusted his expression and stopped Scarlet. Miss, he's a criminal pretending to be mad. You shouldn't get close. Scarlet's eyes brightened as she asked. Is there really a fairy, sir? Charlean tried to stop her but then heard the old man say. Why, you don't believe it? Well, only those with pure hearts can see fairies. Oh, really? I only have a heart that's not so pure when it's devoted to my lord. Then there's no hope. You said my lord? Yes, we're going on a date now. Scarlet chuckled quietly, looking at Chin's face. What a cruel expression. Miss, now you're a man. She reached out her hand. Oh, quite a unique hobby. Suddenly, Charlene's sword flashed out, blocking it, his eyes sharp and threatening, not allowing the old man to touch Scarlet. Charlean warned the lady. He is just a criminal who likes to play with people's minds. It's best you don't trust him. You need to be cautious of everyone. Scarlet replied sincerely. I apologize. He's not someone anyone can just kill, so that's why I approached him. Charlean asked in surprise. Really? Could it be that he's protecting you? Of course not, Scarlet replied. He was talking about fairies, so I was very curious. I believe fairies exist in this world. Charlean asked again. Fairies? Scarlet nodded. Yes, but it's useless because I can't see them. Charlean sneered. Let's get back on track. He sighed deeply, then said. Now I don't know if you'll do well. Scarlet was suspicious, wondering what he meant, but then thought, pretending to be a naive fool does have its uses, right? Yes, besides the usual crazy actions, one must also be rational. Otherwise, being crazy without understanding would just lead to disaster. Suddenly, Charlean turned back and called the lady, then held out his hand. Reflexively, Scarlet also reached out, still wondering why he suddenly did that. Unexpectedly, Charlean pulled her toward him to face him. Now she had white hair and was sweating. She asked. Is this the person I will face, Your Majesty? Yes, miss, ask anything you want. Anything? But who is this person? He didn't answer but just smirked. The woman in the prison asked. Your Majesty, are you well? It's been a long time. Yes, Your Majesty. Charlean glanced at Scarlet and called again. Miss Scarlet, go ahead and ask. Scarlet was stunned. Could these really be the eyes of a sage? Fan said. Actually, miss, you are standing too far, but for me, this is enough to see clearly. The woman reached out her hand toward Scarlet, who suddenly turned pale and dizzy. It's time to make a choice. Fan grabbed Scarlet's hand and continued. Poor miss, because of this, everything will begin to change. What was destined will be broken. From now on, you will receive blessings. Suddenly Charlean pulled Scarlet back. Enough, that's enough. Fan smirked and said indifferently. All right then. Charlene's eyes were now filled with deep feelings. Your Majesty, could you please let your hand off? Scarlet was embarrassed, unsure whether it was from shame or something else, when Charlean pushed her forward. Honestly, let's just get back now. Oh, Your Majesty. Suddenly letting go like that, what if something happened to me? Don't you know reflexes? France, sitting in the prison, suddenly smirked softly. At the end of the day, Clovar came in to report. You're back already, Your Majesty? Miss just left the mansion. Charlean replied indifferently. All right. Did something happen in the basement prison, Your Majesty? What did Fan say? What? Yeah, what? Really? So, what exactly did France say? Charlean set down his glass and said. France said Miss Armand is truly pitiful. Don't mind it. Huh? Charlean recalled at that moment. I'm fine, miss. You don't need to pretend you're okay. Prophecies are only possibilities, you shouldn't bind yourself to them. Haha, really, I'm fine. I don't pay attention to what Your Majesty says. No matter how we live our lives, we can only live fully for today. So if today Your Majesty feels fulfilled, that's enough. That's my view, and today I feel very content. Clovar looked alarmed hearing about what happened in the prison. Oh God, my lord. So France really said such unfortunate things. And that what is destined will be broken too. Why such a gloomy prophecy? Is the lady all right? On the contrary, she looks well. Wonderful. Prophecies aren't all magic, right? She even smiled quite happily. She's not so bad after all. After returning to the mansion, Scarlet sighed and stretched, more tired than she expected. Let's just go to sleep quickly. At that moment, Iszar stepped out and asked. Just got back now? Iszar, it's this late, why aren't you sleeping? What's going on? That's what you should be asking. You both came back safely, now go clean up, take a bath, and such. Scarlet wondered to herself, what's wrong with him? Why are you so upset, Iszar? Iszar stepped closer, clearly unsure how to say it. Is that so? You don't worry at all even though something happened to me. Could it be that he feels like she doesn't remember? But at that time, she almost left this world. Something happened and he's not worried? Scarlet saw Iszar's eyes welling up with tears from worry. She blinked in surprise. I'm sorry, Iszar. I'll come back early, okay? I was wrong back then. Why bring up time travel now? Anyway, thank you for worrying about me, but don't worry, I'll live well from now on. Seeing her cheerful expression, he felt somewhat reassured. Then you go ahead first. Sleep well, Iszar, my boy. Thanks. From now on, I'll try not to die. Of course, starting tomorrow I have to do something about it. 3 days later, at the Imperial Bank, a cheerful employee said. So, you want to buy as many safe zones as possible near the Western Palace, right? Scarlet replied happily. That's right. Given my finances and current stock, I can probably buy up to 300 cents, about half a stadium. People around whispered. When they heard Scarlet wants to buy safe zones, everyone said Miss Armand is totally crazy. Scarlet overheard and said right away. Hey, I heard all that. Not bad, I'll register for the largest standard. Yes, please sign here. We'll notify you of the results by tonight. Great. At least the land issue is settled first. Scarlet snapped her fingers and called William Lance. Yes, miss. Prepare the carriage for me. Miss will return to the mansion immediately. No, I have to inspect my lands first. Hee, just wait a little longer. Money? No, it's my adorable little fairies. She arrived very quickly. So this is the safe zone, closer to the palace than I expected. In the original story, when Charlean met the fairies, they said they had been born for half a year but hadn't eaten anything yet. By now, the fairies must have been born. They love the sweet scent of fruit. These fairies are important beings who gave wings to Charlean, someone who started with nothing. Therefore, for Scarlet, meeting Charlean was like a baptism, because the fairies love fruit. On the way back, I have to buy some seeds from the magical flower garden. I don't want to own too many, just about 1 fairy stone will be enough. While walking, Scarlet heard voices nearby. It sounded like they were refusing passage to the top of Bahori. Apparently, the intervention came from the Shrine of the Gods. Every shrine that appeared today showed some problems firsthand. Forget it, they're all going to die anyway. Your Majesty, if not, just bring a boat and kill them all. Scarlet quickly hid behind a tree. She realized it was the Emperor and the golden squid from the banquet. It startled her. Is he out for a walk? Anyway, I will look into it more and report back to Your Majesty. Even if the finances are being embezzled, pride remains. Hiding behind the tree, Scarlet thought, wait, why should I hide? From the perspective of a crazy Scarlet, this is actually fun. Alright, let's surprise him. Then she covered her mouth and made a sound. Callier heard it and immediately turned his head, asking, "What's that sound?" Scarlet jumped out suddenly, making Charlean startled. She laughed foolishly and said, "Your Majesty, I missed you so much." While saying that, she ran toward Charlean but accidentally twisted her ankle. Fortunately, Charlean quickly caught her. Hearing someone's voice, it turned out to be Miss Armand arriving. Scarlet was stunned. This person isn't in the plan. Looking closer, she saw he was incredibly handsome. Armand, really? Was this Charlean's idea? Charlean made a scary face and asked her, "What are you doing here? This is scary." Rumen only now realized, so that girl is Miss Scarlet Armand. Why is she running out from the forest? Scarlet was already annoyed because of the shrine issue. If your Majesty bruises even his fiancé, then that's really troublesome. Before everything explodes, I have to stop it. Your Majesty, are you alright? You're tired too, so let me escort the miss, Rumen said, but Charlean completely ignored him. He asked Scarlet, "Are you hurt?" She whined in reply, "Yes, hurt in my heart, Your Majesty." Charlean smiled coldly. "You haven't even fallen yet and you're already saying your heart is hurt? What am I witnessing here? Seems like Your Majesty doesn't mind being touched, huh? The relationship between you two is better than I thought." Scarlet continued, her face bright. "Because Your Majesty is so handsome, seeing this face makes my heart feel relieved. Talking nonsense like this means I'm probably fine." Rumen felt the conversation was a bit unnecessary and spoke up. "Your Majesty, I still have many matters to attend to, please allow me to leave first." Charlean remained silent. Rumen understood the silence as agreement and quickly slipped away. Scarlet thought puzzled, why doesn't Charlean leave with him? If it were me meeting someone in such a mess, I would have run away already. How many more times do I have to ruin my image in front of him? At this rate, I'll die just like in the original story. She thought further, that Charlean, why is he so cold-hearted and stubborn? This won't do, I have to find a way to deal with him. Scarlet continued. "Your Majesty, you asked why I'm here, right?" Charlean replied with a single word. "Yes. I came to inspect the land because I'm the one buying this plot." Charlean frowned. "What? Why exactly?" Scarlet was unfazed. "Simply because I heard that the fairies have appeared." Charlean was stunned, speechless about the fairies. He recalled the old man in prison saying, "Sissy, I love you too." Scarlet smiled secretly and asked the young lady, "How old are you this year?" Charlean answered immediately, "Believing in fairies has nothing to do with age, Your Majesty. If I could meet fairies, I wouldn't hesitate to trade all my wealth for it." Scarlet thought, how naive she is, believing those rumors and wasting her fortune like that. Then she looked at Charlean. "Good, got a reaction." She continued, looking straight at her handsome Majesty. "Do you think I'm so pathetic that you don't want to look at me?" Charlean shook his head. "No, I could have stopped this." Scarlet smiled faintly. "It's not over yet." Then she said seriously, "Your Majesty, is that why, as Your Majesty's fiancé, you can sell the land to me at a low price?" She wondered to herself, am I overdoing it? After a moment of silence, Charlean asked, "Excuse me?" Scarlet was startled. Why is he taking off his gloves? Is he going to hit me? Charlean reached out toward Scarlet, making her fearfully shut her eyes tightly, but he only gently picked a leaf off her hair and said, "It seems the young lady isn't afraid of me at all? I will consider that request." "Thank you, Your Majesty. It's getting late, let's head back. Please be careful on your way home." Back at home, Scarlet pondered, why did I say, "Please be careful," to him? And yet I obediently said goodbye like it was nothing. But I have to admit, how can someone be that handsome? Is it a rule that villains have to be good-looking? Seriously though, he really is the male lead, but at the banquet, I didn't feel that way. Or is it because we met in the forest, so my mood was different? No, it's not the atmosphere, it's that I sense something different. How to say it? It's like he is Charlean the tyrant to me, a man who is clearly distinct in his attitude between the woman he loves and other women. To the one he loves, he is extremely kind, but to others, sharp as a blade. I'm not Chelera, to him, I'm no different from the other women. But why did he smile gently when he said, "It seems the young lady isn't afraid of me at all"? Suddenly, someone knocked on the door. Who could come at this hour? The Duke? Really, Scarlet Armand thought and promised herself, this time I won't listen to him anymore. If he wants to hit me, I'll run away from here right away, still can't escape now. She sat up and asked, "Who is it?" "It's me, open the door." "Already asleep so soon? That voice is Iszar's?" "It's you, open the door." Scarlet called out. There's someone inside, is this a bathroom or what? Finally, she said. All right, open the door. Yes, yes. I even thought it was the Duke. Scarlet reached out to open the door but suddenly froze. Thinking again, it was late at night, why would Iszar come here? Was he with the Duke? Scarlet changed her mind, no longer wanting to open it. I'm not opening the door. What? At this hour, what do you want in a woman's bedroom? You're really sinister. What are you talking about? And don't talk to me like that. I came because I have something to say. Now be a good girl and open the door for me. Scarlet thought silently, even if that's not true, I'd still curl up and run away. We're not that close to just sit down and chat, right? She continued. I'm not wearing any clothes. Oh my God, I must be crazy. It seems he's here alone. Scarlet whispered. Lower your voice. If we argue, I wonder what the Duchess will do to me. I'm right here. Okay, geez, I know. It's nothing special. I just... Huh? Can you speak up a bit? Nothing today, just wanted to wish you good night. Scarlet was stunned. Huh? What? You came because you were worried about me? You couldn't sleep because you're afraid the Duke might give me trouble. Only then did Scarlet open the door. Iszar saw her and immediately asked. Humph, are you wearing clothes or not? Scarlet, annoyed. Iszar, you're sick, aren't you? What? No, it's just that lately I've been doing cute things that I never did before. Go to sleep quickly. You sleep well too. That night, the Duke didn't let Scarlet be called. Meanwhile, I already thought of a way to tease him. The winter flowers fall, shedding all their petals looking like a spooky spider raised in a magic tower. Poor Iszar. Meanwhile, Scarlet's fiancé, Charlean, was lost in thought, pondering the astonishing calmness she displayed. Even when facing an emperor shrouded in terrifying rumors like himself, she showed no trace of fear. The unlucky star had appeared precisely at the birth of the prince. If this were ignored, not only the royal family but the entire empire would be dragged to the brink of annihilation. The Pope's prophecy was nothing but baseless words. Yet no one dared openly oppose it. By then, the power of the divine temple had grown beyond control. For the prosperity and longevity of the empire, the prince's fate was sealed. Everyone believed the prophecy and rejected him. He was forced to draw his sword to fight for his own life even if it meant killing others. The blood of those he had slain soaked an entire mountain. How could someone like that still be called human? At that moment, all that remained was the name, tyrant. But to him, Scarlet was something special. She did not see him as a monster, but as a different kind of human and never made things difficult for him. If she heard all this, would she deny it? Charlean felt it clearly, she was not afraid of him. What was called? At that moment, Callier looked down at the map and thought. He remembered he had promised to consider and then reply, sell the land cheap? Was this fearless or just shameless? A land where elves live? If she goes there now, she would definitely be angry. Is that why? Since when did he begin to feel curious? Wanting to see what she would do. Maybe just this once. At the Armand mansion. Here are the documents transferring the safe zone issued by the Empire. Miss, please read carefully and sign. The man before her was the #1 guard, disguised as Count Clovar on a mission. Thank you. Scarlet took the paper, wondering silently. Do they give me a discount? Huh? Why is the price exactly the same? Did the landowner say anything else? Is there a problem with the documents? No, nothing at all. Oh, so the contract was just an excuse to meet me? His Majesty the Emperor did not send any additional message. If you wish to discuss directly, you may request a meeting. I will adjust the schedule accordingly. Scarlet snapped. Charlean, didn't you say you'd think about it first? Or is this just mocking me? Clovar and the maid Lucy instantly froze at her words. It was clear the young lady was very upset. Is something wrong, miss? Clovar asked cautiously. In his mind, he thought. I have to report this to His Majesty. He instructed me to remember everything she says. Suddenly, Scarlet broke into a bright smile. I'm just a bit excited, that's all. Forget what I said earlier. Clovar was confused. She's even weirder than the rumors say. So, can you sign the documents now, miss? Scarlet huffed. Playing games with me, huh? Fine. All right. Clovar's mind raced with a crazy thought. Could it be, His Majesty is really dating the young lady? And even, getting cozy? His Majesty's romantic interest is her. Scarlet signed and pushed the paper back. So that's done, right? Yes. Now it just needs the royal family's approval to complete the process. I'll take my leave now. You've worked hard. Miss, I will prepare a meal for you, all right? No need. Go get the carriage ready for me. Where are you headed? To the bank. I want to review the land I just bought. Yes, I'll prepare it right away. A box of pastries was brought over. Scarlet took a bite, feeling her spirits lift again. Calmness returned. I trusted Charlean too much. I thought I could buy the land at half price. No. That's not it. I misunderstood. The tyrant said he'd think about it, not that he promised anything concrete. Stay positive. Still, when I asked for a discount, he didn't get angry. Oh, and I haven't even visited the magic garden yet. The magic seeds for educating children only take a month to bear fruit. I'll go today. The weather's really nice. How much longer until we arrive? Miss, we're almost there. Scarlet looked outside the carriage. Let's see, magic garden. Wait, am I going the wrong way? Haze, I'm so dumb. Right, I just need to turn left at the next alley. As she was heading that way, someone shouted loudly. Hey, you over there. Scarlet turned around. A girl named Fleta stood there, staring at her and asked. Lost your way? I heard you were scatterbrained, and I guess it's true. Last time I was too shocked to say anything. Not this time. Scarlet froze for a moment, thinking. Who is she? How dare she threaten me? What did you just say? Are you threatening me? Do you realize you're speaking in public? How could you say such rude things? Fleta glared. Threaten? Humph. Suddenly Scarlet realized. Ah, now I remember. She's the green-haired lady from that banquet. Fleta was startled to be called the green-haired lady and immediately retorted. What? My hair isn't green, it's teal. Scarlet shrugged, coolly replied. Oh, is that so? But who cares? Well, I'm off then, Miss Teal. Wait, Fleta called out sharply. By the way, my name is Peridot. Peridot Fleta. Hey, are you even listening? Scarlet sighed and turned back. All right, you know, Miss Fleta. Just out of curiosity, are you trying to be friends with me? Peridot looked embarrassed but tried to keep a cold expression. If not, then good because you're not exactly the type I like. Suddenly, Peridot's attitude shifted, her tone sharp and harsh. Friends? You're always the same. Acting like the noble lady of the Armand family, while all the crimes you've committed make others both terrified and unable to accept you. People like you, I don't even remember their names. Do you understand what I'm saying? Peridot stared directly at Scarlet. Miss, you won't live long. Scarlet frowned, but Peridot continued, her voice lowering. My words aren't baseless. I mean, up till now, all the fiancés of that tyrant have ended up dead. Some died at his hands, some were controlled by others. Even if that's true, it's not something you should be saying in broad daylight on the street like this. Scarlet laughed coldly. In the middle of the street and you still dare to speak like that? And you dare say I'm the one who'll die soon? I didn't expect you to make up such nonsense. She took a step back, eyes full of contempt. Talking to you is worthless. And honestly, I don't know why I'm even wasting my energy. Scarlet stared straight at Peridot. This is your final warning. Just wait and see. Peridot wasn't willing to back down. Miss, if you don't want to die before me, you better watch your mouth. Scarlet clenched her fists tightly. I will live. No matter what, I will live. Peridot shouted in anger. You rude brat. Just wait. The entire scene was witnessed by Clovar. He immediately returned to report to Charlean. Time XXXX, day XX. Purchased magical seeds at the magic garden. That's all the information about the young lady, sir. Charlean frowned. Is that all? Yes, your majesty. This is the full investigation report for today, sir. Her daily behavior, even when in front of me, is exactly the same. Indeed, her actions and speech are crazy. It's just her nature. She even said she was only joking around. Suddenly, Charlean smirked, causing Clovar to panic instantly. Your majesty, did you just smile? Charlean replied calmly. Me? Your majesty, I have something to say. What? Are you dating young lady Armand, sir? What? You've been following the young lady so closely that you've lost your mind? I told you to investigate, not get infected yourself. No, that's not it, your majesty. I just asked an unnecessary question. Ha ha ha. Stop talking nonsense. Get back to your work. Weekly orders. Understood. Where's young lady Armand now? According to information from other covert watchers, she is currently in a safe area, sir. At the same time, Scarlet breathed a sigh of relief. Phew, planting is done. On the other side, Charlean said. I'll handle the rest of the investigation myself. The matter with that clingy young lady has been settled. Scarlet thought to herself, it cost more than I expected, but I've already arranged the remaining money. Good, everything is going according to plan. At that moment, Charlean approached. So this is where you are. Scarlet turned around and called out. Your Majesty. Inwardly, she cursed Charlean, you liar. What do you think I'm here for? To have fun? Thinking that, but still keeping a bright smile, she said. I'm planting fruit seeds. Charlean raised an eyebrow. Why do that? I heard these seeds will sprout in just 3 weeks, so I found it fascinating. Ah, you mean those seeds? Scarlet was surprised to see Charlean sit down beside her. He actually sat on the ground? Didn't expect that. She gently bumped his shoulder and whispered. Ah, I plan to gift these to the fairies. Fairies? Scarlet started to worry. What now? She couldn't think of any crazy action at the moment. The fairies will appear here, so I want to quickly nurture the seeds and give them to them. After that, I didn't say anything more. It took a long moment before I looked up at him. He was quietly watching me, the corner of his mouth slightly lifted. Just a feeling, but it seemed, he wasn't even aware he was smiling. It seemed like I had just witnessed something I shouldn't have seen. Hey! She quickly turned her face away. Wait! How embarrassing, I have to say something. Come to think of it, isn't this place my land from now on? What do you mean, young lady? So, about that, since this is the young lady's land, does that mean I have to pay a passage fee? No. Your Majesty, don't think like that. All right. If Your Majesty is here, then we should rewrite the contract. Instead of a passage fee, I'll let the young lady use the land as she wishes, and I'll reduce the price of this land by half. Really? Is that true? Why suddenly? Isn't that too easy? With conditions? I knew there'd be conditions. What trick are you planning now? Fine, Your Majesty, tell me. Anything is fine, just don't make me go die. Then it's a deal. After hearing Charlean's condition, Scarlet was surprised. Rite of passage? So really, it just means being allowed to come and go? Why? All the products and fruits grown here belong to me, right? Charlean looked at Scarlet's bright expression and thought, I didn't expect she'd like this option so much. Though I anticipated it, I didn't expect such a clear reaction. Scarlet smiled brightly. Haha. Half price is fine. He easily agreed to lower the price for me, that's more like it. If only he would just cancel the engagement. Charlean calmly said. I will finalize the contract in the next official schedule between us. Scarlet turned away, guessing, meeting again? To cancel the engagement? Cancel, no, the next schedule, right? I will send an appropriate date and month to the duchy. The young lady can choose whichever day she prefers. The noble young lady happily runs around, clearly delighted. She doesn't even care about this? As for the location, I'll decide. Scarlet froze for a moment, thinking, so we're really meeting again? A few days later, at the Armand family mansion. What is Miss Scarlet doing? Curious, you want to take a look? The young lady is working on a failed insect magic product, a type of magic researched based on humans' discomfort when stepping on insects, being sold cheaply at the magic shop. Scarlet brought the spider in front of Lucy. Lucy immediately stepped on it. When you step on it, it leaves a specific message. Fool! What does the young lady intend to do with that? It's already pre-written. Suddenly, loud shouting was heard outside. What's going on here? Get lost. On the Duke's forehead appeared the phrase. If I am guilty of filthy, inhumane crimes, then I deserve to be hanged. The Duke, furious, shouted loudly. Scarlet Armand. Scarlet secretly smiled inside. That's bloody revenge for the other day when he crossed me. Miss, the Duke is coming this way. He's not in a good mood today, huh? I'll go prepare the carriage. You should change clothes too. Yes, let's go out for some delicious food, all right? Yes, I'll get ready. The Armand family butler approached and said. Did the Duke call for me, sir? You're only here now? The butler bowed his head. I apologize, sir, but why does your face look like that? Too noisy. Where is Scarlet? Treating your face is more important, miss. I'll call a doctor first, or maybe a mage. A commanding voice rang out. Where did you get that tone? Go find her and bring her to me immediately. I won't let her off today. Duke Armand threw the butler's glasses to the ground and shouted. What are you waiting for? Get out there already. Old and deaf, useless old man. Just a few years ago, I never thought it would come to this. Baron Armand, the current Duke, is the younger brother of the previous Duke Aaron Armand. Aaron Armand, the first head of the family, was beloved by everyone. During his time, many prophets appeared, and he brought prosperity to the declining family. Even the stubborn elders had to respect him. Even when he fell in love with an ordinary woman, no one stopped their love. His life was once perfect, like a story told by legends, but it didn't last long. That young man, only 22 years old, died suspiciously. The woman he loved, instead of becoming Duke Aaron's Duchess Mia, was married off to Baron and became the first Duchess. Something must have happened, but the Duchess said nothing until she passed away. The Duke shouted again. Bring her here quickly, do you understand? Yes, sir. Baron grew more furious by the moment. The young lady had a hard childhood. The butler picked up the broken glasses and thought, how many pairs has he broken now? Suddenly Scarlet appeared and asked, what happened? Did the Duke break your glasses again? Ah, miss, you shouldn't be here. The Duke is very angry. I was planning to go out anyway. Oh, let me fix it for you at the village. It's all right, but it won't be free. Instead, I have a condition. Scarlet whispered in the butler's ear. Let's team up to tease the Duke, but keep it a secret from him. Yes, miss, I'll follow your orders. Very well then. Anyway, seeing the young lady happier than before puts my mind at ease. Inside the palace, Charlean giggled. She had thought Scarlet would only smile slightly, but she didn't expect her to jump up and down like that. It's precisely because of those two words, broken engagement, that she reacted this way. That so-called crazy action truly belongs to a humorous young lady. The tyrant was also very surprised by her harmless motive, and her unpredictable behavior made him laugh. Whether she dies or he does, this engagement will take place even if she doesn't want it. For someone who rarely smiles like him, her existence was something quite interesting. For now, I'll pretend not to know. Watching her isn't so bad, let her live once properly over the next month. He wondered if he could win her over by any means. The next day, Iszar Armand was walking when Scarlet called out. Hey, Iszar. Iszar turned around. Scarlet looked amused. Hey, you slicked your hair back? Is this the first time you realize you're a noble? Oh my, I almost didn't recognize you dressed so neatly, completely different from usual. Iszar asked. Why are you only here now? Did you oversleep? What about the Duke and Duchess? They're probably preparing to receive guests. The mansion is decorated extravagantly, almost as if to show off. That's right. Today is an important day for the Duke, a day to dine and chat with the elders. It's said that the Duke hosts a family reunion banquet when welcoming important guests, even if the main invitees don't come. Though somewhat flashy, it's also to show a harmonious and warm family. Scarlet wondered why she was obediently following the Duke's wishes, then answered herself. How could I not? Let's hurry up. Iszar thought quietly to himself. He said, I don't like attending family events at the Duke's request, but I'm curious about the faces of those old men, so I guess I'll go. Hey, are we going to the city center? Wait. You bought that land? Suddenly you bought the safe zone in front of the palace? You know where it is, right? Hey, don't talk about these things in front of the Duke and Duchess. Yes, I know. As they chatted happily, the Duchess called from behind, reminding them. Hurry up, what are you still doing? It's been a while since we last met, the elders will arrive soon, come in now. Yes, let's go in quickly. Milia Armand thought quietly, strange, has something happened recently? Her gaze is noticeably sharper. Scarlet, my child, you haven't changed at all. Still doing those meaningless things like when you and your mother were younger. Scarlet turned around and asked. Wait a minute, is the Duchess scolding me? Every time she mentions my mother, does she always want to nag? The Duchess calmed down and replied. Who would say such a thing to a daughter who has lost her mother? Seeing the Duchess speak so casually like that, everyone guessed she probably wasn't aware of her own age. Just as Scarlet was about to jump into an argument, someone approached, beating a drum and tapping a staff, speaking in a serious tone. The young lady is absolutely right. I don't like her, but I have to admit she's not wrong. Scarlet looked at those people in surprise and immediately recognized them as the elders. Honored to meet the Duchess, honored to meet the young master and young lady. But how long do you intend to block the way? In front of the main hall, this scene was not good at all. That's right, it's not just today that we've argued with her. We are busy people. Iszar Armand could only sigh in exasperation as the Duchess and Scarlet exchanged meaningful glances. At the dining table, Iszar asked. Are you okay? Did you hear what the Duchess just said? Scarlet replied nonchalantly. Sorry, it's not your fault. Don't worry about it, just eat. You're worrying too much. Iszar nodded. All right. Speaking of the elders, we just met them earlier. Their personalities aren't any easier than the Duke and Duchess, huh? Yeah, I met them during last week's meeting. They're serious and not easy to joke with. The truth might be different from what you think. Different? How could it be different from what I think? Actually, you don't know much about the relationship between the Armand family and the elders. Iszar continued. The Armand family originally protects the borders of the Demon Beast Forest and isn't involved with the Empire at all. This has long been unclear in the original story. To fulfill this role, cooperation between the elders and the family is very important. Therefore, unlike other families, the elders of the Armand family hold considerable power. Ultimately, to become an official head of the family, one must earn their trust and confidence. But more than ever, right now the Armand family has a poor relationship with the elders. Not only lacking trust and loyalty, the family also faces hatred from them. The previous duke was widely respected, but the current duke receives little attention. The elders continue to work with the family, possibly out of loyalty to the former duke. They respected the former duke and his lover, so Scarlet's existence is somewhat special. Talking about the family suddenly makes her feel confused. Things she never cared about are now completely unknown to her. Hey, are you okay? After all, in the original story, even these great elders will die in the conflict between the two sides. I'm planning to run away from here, but what about the others? If that happens, all of these people will die at the hands of the tyrant. Even Iszar too? Scarlet, are you really okay? Iszar asked worriedly. Ah yes, what did you just say? Snap out of it. The meal ended, and the family meeting was about to begin. Others who aren't involved, whatever happens is not their responsibility. But suddenly Iszar grabbed Scarlet's hand, reminding her, since all the elders are present, don't act arrogantly. Scarlet asked in surprise. Hand? What do you mean? Iszar looked down at his hand in confusion, then quickly pulled it back. No, I'm not really sure about this either, it's just that you looked so dazed that it made me uneasy, so… Ah, I see. I'll trust you for now. Scarlet wondered. What was that expression on his face? But she knew she couldn't just leave them be. Iszar blushed and said, I told you not to look at me with that weird expression. Scarlet thought to herself. There must be a way to save Iszar and the people important to me. I absolutely have to save them, save their lives. Even though I haven't been in this world long, the only people who truly care and treat me well are the maid Lucy and Iszar, my half-brother. At least in this mansion, I must save these two at all costs, so that when I'm old I can be at peace. How to save them, that's the real question. Suddenly Iszar stood up and said, Scarlet, get up, the family meeting is about to start. Ah, I'm not strong enough to shoulder the responsibility of protecting them directly. Scarlet sighed. Do you have enough strength to protect those two in the Armand family? Iszar asked. Are there people like that in the family? Even if there are, why would they have to protect those two you care about? At that moment, the steward appeared, bowed, and said, The two of you have arrived, young master, young lady, they are waiting for you inside. Iszar glanced at Scarlet and asked, Ready? Ready, Scarlet replied. Iszar nodded. For now, the meeting is the top priority. The meeting room doors opened, and all the elders' eyes turned toward the entrance. Iszar Armand, Scarlet Armand. It's an honor to meet you, dukes, Iszar greeted politely. Annoying, why are you only arriving now? Sit down quickly, an elder barked. Yes, my lord duke, Scarlet glanced briefly at the elders and thought to herself, why didn't I think of this earlier? I already have the elders on my side. She had found a way to save Lucy and Iszar from death, a sum of money to harass Charlean. That money came from the elders. But why would the elders lend her money to sabotage someone else? The reason was simple, they were softened by Scarlet's late mother. Scarlet was her daughter. They had no choice but to be lenient with her. Scarlet thought, I grew up without a mother by my side, yet these people just discarded me? Are they even human? No matter how close they were to my mother, just a single word from me made the elders lend me money. Still, anyone involved with dark magic would be executed for aiding financially. But this time, she wouldn't borrow money from them, elders. Instead, they would owe her. The Duke said, Now that everyone is here, let's begin the Armand family meeting. A moment later, he continued, It's still about money, so let me clarify. This is not just a matter for each family, but for the entire clan. If the border of the demon beast forest collapses, the whole territory could be at risk, don't you understand? Alright, I don't know what tsin is. Are you asking for money to buy poison mushrooms or what? Someone objected. Tsin isn't poison. It's a plant extremely effective at capturing demon beasts. If things get out of control, even the family head can't escape responsibility, another explained. So you're threatening me now? A family meeting or what? Someone sneered. This is more like a dogfight than what I thought. Iszar whispered a reminder. Don't let others overhear. Someone spoke up. Last month, under the Emperor's orders, we had to wipe out all the goblins in the demon beast forest. Surely everyone knows the centaur has appeared there. What? What do we do now? Someone asked. Didn't I just say? That's the CEN, it's the only proper way to deal with the centaur right now. The original records also mention the demon beast forest. Ancient magic left by the Armand ancestors to seal between the forest and our territory is weakening. I'll use the Tsin to stop it, but the Tsin alone can't solve the problem entirely. Iszar thought to himself. It's time for me to speak up, isn't it? She raised her hand to speak. I know in this situation we need the CEN, but why this situation happened, you still haven't made clear. That is the key point. Honestly, none of us know why. You don't know? The demon beast forest is a forbidden area, no one is allowed to enter. How could we risk our lives and go in there? Right? I knew it. That's why I said, no ability, so the tyrant is chasing us. In short, the culprit behind this incident is a kind of flower. This flower causes the demon beasts to mutate, making them insensitive to pain and poisoning them. The Armand clan elders didn't know about this and tried to stop the demon beasts with the CEN. The situation got worse and worse. In the end, the tyrant himself went into the demon beast forest to solve the problem. Surprisingly, he discovered the flower in a nearby safe area. The forest was stabilized again, but all the elders were executed by beheading. When the centaur disappears, it will appear again. That must be dealt with first before the clan's troubles can end. The Duke said. Anyway, I don't have money to give you all. You should know that already. Scarlet thought to herself again, luckily, I remembered everything the tyrant said and did to find that flower. For me, finding that flower is no different than finding ordinary flowers easy as pie. So in this situation, I will help you deal with it. Iszar turned to ask her. Hey Scarlet, are you okay? Why have you been grinning like that all this time? Ah, it's nothing. I just had an idea pop into my head. Scarlet was curious, what is she planning that makes her so excited? The next day, amidst the busy atmosphere, Mr. Bryan said. Please pack your luggage carefully to avoid mix-ups, we will load them into the carriage. Yes, I understand. Then Scarlet went over to call Mr. Bryan and Madame Andrine. Miss Scarlet greeted them. Good day, ladies. Madame Andrine asked. What is this about, miss? Are you trying to tease us old folks? Bryan joked. Not at all, Scarlet waved her hand to dismiss the idea. It's nothing else. I have something I want to give to both of you. Lucy brought over a jewelry box. This is an inheritance from my mother. Seeing the jewelry, Bryan and Madame Andrine were surprised. Miss, why are you giving us this? I think you'll need it. Didn't we talk about this at the clan meeting? I'm not the head of the family, so this is all I have to offer you. But I truly hope everything will be resolved smoothly. You both are important to our clan. Even if you get rejected today, I hope you'll still take good care of yourselves. Well then, safe travels. Madame Andrine replied. We're not leaving right away, just moving residence. Oh, is that so? We'll come again in a few days. There's no way we'd give up in a single day, the problem remains a problem. We appreciate your kindness, miss, and will surely repay it. They expressed their gratitude. Thank you, miss. Scarlet thought to herself. All right, for now, showing this level of goodwill is enough. After everything is settled, then I'll talk about showing my true self. When the time is right, I must speak up. After leaving, Scarlet reminded them. Please take good care of Lucy and Iszar. Lucy said. Miss, the elders said they will stay at the Eastern Mansion for a while. Is that so? Seems like they'll be there for quite some time. Then Lucy handed Scarlet a letter from the palace. This is a letter sent from the palace. Scarlet pouted. I can't believe it, I was so focused on the clan meeting that I didn't even realize today was the day to receive the official schedule. She opened the letter and read aloud. His Majesty is busy this afternoon, so here is the next official schedule. They require me to decide and reply as soon as possible. After finishing the letter, tears streamed down her face. What is this, really? She thought to herself. I thought this letter would be about canceling the engagement. Oh my God, is that kind of craziness still not enough? As expected, for that tyrant, this is still not enough. Clenching the letter tightly, she vowed. I have no choice but to change my strategy. She told Lucy. Get me an outfit to go out. Lucy asked. Miss, what kind of outfit should I prepare? Choose the most pure and elegant one, but it still needs to have character. Something in a nice color, I want to dress properly for once. Yes, I will prepare it so you can wear it tomorrow. Scarlet thought to herself. I need it right now. I have to meet someone and see if he can handle a personality like mine. Though she didn't know what would happen, everything went very smoothly. For the first time in a month, all documents had been fully recorded. Moreover, the morning meeting was cancelled, so I had extra time to sleep. Oh, if tomorrow goes as smoothly as today, that would be wonderful. That's what I thought until Scarlet arrived here. At that moment, Clovar was happily informed by the guard. Someone's here. It's Scarlet. What? You said Miss Armand came looking for me. Because it's important, Miss came without notice. Tell them to wait by the carriage for now. Just as he finished speaking, Clovar was startled to see Scarlet step inside. She was escorted right off the carriage. At that moment, Scarlet looked up and saw Clovar. She waved cheerfully like a child. Inside, the Count was pouring tea for her. Please have some, miss. This tea was imported from the East. If you don't like tea, I can make coffee. Scarlet didn't reply, only stared at him intently, making Clovar uncomfortable. She didn't know what to say, sweating and starting to tremble slightly. The Count asked, "So, miss, what brings you here to see me?" Now she finally responded, "Suddenly coming to see you, yet everyone still treats me so kindly now, I'm sure of it." "What do you mean?" "From the very first time we met, do you remember?" The prison was pitch dark, the sorrow was no joke. A beautiful fate had begun. Clovar grew stiffer and stiffer, as if turning to stone. "Yes, oh, my saliva is fine. You are my hands, my breath so embarrassing, I don't know what to say anymore." Clovar hurried to correct her before her teasing got out of hand. "That's never happened." Scarlet continued. "I've been alone all this time, so you must have suffered too, haven't you?" Scarlet thought, "I can't act crazy in front of the tyrant, so I'll find another way." Clovar shouted, "What are you even talking about, miss?" Outside, the servants eavesdropping said, "Oh my God, what's going on?" "Do you know?" Scarlet is acting coy, saying, "The noble situations are complicated, Prime Minister, you like me, right?" "Oh Lord. I understand the Prime Minister's feelings. Love sure makes things complicated. Whether we want it or not, one day that feeling will stay in the heart. For me, it's not the first time, so I'm used to it now. But even if denied, those feelings don't disappear." Clovar could no longer stand it and said, "What on earth did the miss see to make this happen? Just look, isn't that what the Prime Minister's actions say? In front of me, you're so tense, stammering and sweating cold sweat. That, Prime Minister, you can't fool my eyes." After hearing Scarlet's lead, Prime Minister Clovar felt utterly confused. How could this woman be so confident? Could his actions really be interpreted like that? Could others see it that way too? Clovar was the smartest man in the Empire, so why was he so easily caught up in this? No, Clovar began to doubt himself. He'd never had a relationship before. Blushing deeply, he said, "Do I like miss?" Scarlet gleefully said loudly, "So you admit you like me, right?" Clovar was lost in a tangle of thoughts. Could feelings really be this frustrating? My life has been a constant madness of work. How am I supposed to understand what love even is? Who knows? Let's just see how it goes first. Right or wrong, miss, don't leave. What nonsense is this? Then why on earth am I stuck with Miss Armand? Why? Because she's His Majesty's fiancé. Clovar started to feel scared. If His Majesty finds out about this. Suddenly, a chill ran down Clovar's spine as he imagined Callier placing a hand on his shoulder from behind and saying, "Prime Minister Clovar, I hear you're in love with someone. If it's my fiancé, His Majesty won't tolerate this." The next morning, in the annex of the Armand family estate, Scarlet wondered aloud. "So strange, where has everyone gone? Is it mealtime already? I asked Lucy to bake some cakes. Before I left to handle the issues in the Beast Forest, I told Lucy to keep an eye on things, but now there's no one here. Where did they all go?" Just then, Madame Andrine approached and called out, "Miss Scarlet." "Madame Andrine, good morning to you. What questions are you asking now?" "I'm just passing through. Where have you been?" "I went to meet with the scent merchants. From now on, we'll need to buy from them in large quantities." "Ah, you saw them last time too, right? That's Lucy, my personal maid." "Oh, really? So they'll be transporting scent today? I've read about it in books, but never seen it in real life, so I'm really curious. I've already received a few. Maybe Miss doesn't know what scent is yet? It looks like this." Madame Andrine showed a small cluster of mushrooms. Scarlet exclaimed, "Oh, how cute. Can such tiny mushrooms really repel the beasts?" "Only temporarily, but their scent can paralyze the beasts." Suddenly, Scarlet felt dizzy. "Huh? That's strange, I can't hear anything anymore." She began to stagger backward. Lucy hurried over, alarmed, to catch her. "Oh, miss." But Scarlet collapsed to the ground. Later, she vaguely sat up in a strange place. "Ouch, my head, what just happened? I was just talking with Madame Andrine at the estate. Could it be I was teleported somehow? No way, that can't be. But maybe it's a good time for this. Looks like I'm about to witness some vivid scenes again." Looking around, she realized she had never been here before. This seems to be the Beast Forest. Suddenly, a noise behind her startled Scarlet. A girl with fiery red hair appeared, holding a lantern. It was La Cellera Dill. Scarlet thought to herself, how could the lover of that tyrant come to such a dangerous place? At that moment, Cellera said clearly, "It's here. The tool that can replace scent." "The tool? Do I really need this to win people over?" Scarlet recalled that in the original story, Cellera had found something that could replace scent, but it seemed she hadn't discovered it by accident. Someone must have tipped her off. Scarlet had clearly heard that this tool was in the Beast Forest, meaning someone gave Cellera the tip. But who? Wasn't it that tyrant himself? If Charlean knew, he must have handled everything before telling her. The mix of anxiety and curiosity made Scarlet decide to follow Charlean. Right now, she had to find out what this tool really was. Charlean kept searching. Where could it be? Thinking back, Scarlet wondered if this scene was described in the original novel, since everything here felt so strangely different. Suddenly, Charlean shouted. Ah, she stopped. It's hiding here. It turned out to be Slimmy Pedo. Slimmy Pedo was harmless, and its main food was the beasts. It was small, adorable, and harmless to humans. The moment it swallowed a beast, no matter how ferocious the beast was, it devoured it completely. The tool that could replace scent was none other than Slimmy Pedo. How lucky Scarlet had already grasped its approximate location, so next time she could find it on her own. At that moment, Scarlet heard someone calling. Scarlet, did you hear me? Scarlet, wake up. Hearing the voice, Scarlet jolted awake. Iszar hurriedly asked. Are you all right? Lucy, standing behind, looked deeply worried for her mistress. Scarlet. Scarlet glanced around and asked them. What's going on? A few seconds later, she sat up abruptly. Oh my God. You carried me all the way here because I fainted at the estate. Geez, my head only knows how to cause trouble, Scarlet thought to herself. Strange, although she had thought about the original story's plot points, she had never actually fainted before. Madame Andrine exhaled heavily and asked. Miss, are you really okay? Fainting anywhere and everywhere, that's the real problem. That's right, Madame Andrine is correct. This time, thanks to those around, he noticed in time. What if no one was nearby when you fainted? What then? If your body isn't well, please rest properly. Don't make others worry. If you're uncomfortable at home, you can rest somewhere else. Scarlet looked at the two elders calculating nearby. While she recovered, she wanted to visit their residence. Wasn't that a perfect excuse? She smiled brightly. I've thought of a wonderful place to recuperate. Immediately, she faced opposition. I do not agree. I don't care if the lady wants to travel or recover, but why come to our territory? Well, your territory is still part of our family's domain, isn't it? So what's the issue? The area we oversee is the Ma Thursday Forest. Do you even realize how dangerous that place is? What if I still insist on going? I want to see the territory with my own eyes. I'll return and report everything directly to the Duke. I'll bring image transmission equipment. Besides, isn't first-hand observation always more convincing than second-hand accounts? If that's your reason, then maybe it's not so unreasonable. Great. Then I'll take that as a yes. Hee hee. Exactly as planned. They won't stay stubborn forever, Scarlet thought. If they take me there themselves, then from the Duke's point of view, there'll be no grounds to object. Then I'll speak with the Duke. At that moment, Iszar cut in sharply. No. I said no. Even if the Duke allows it, I won't. It's a dangerous place. How could you even consider going? The journey alone takes at least 3 days. It's absurd. Let me go in your place. Scarlet leaned toward him and replied with a smile. Iszar, relax. I'm not going alone. Then who's going with you? You'll find out soon enough. At the royal palace. Charlean unfolded Scarlet's letter, brows lifting slightly. He then instructed Clovar. 2 weeks from now, clear my schedule. I have a prior engagement. Yes, Your Majesty. May I ask, where will Your Majesty be going? It seems she wants to visit a certain place. A few days later, in front of the estate. So this is everything, right? The carriage is ready. As soon as the lady comes out, we can depart the moment His Highness arrives. The Duke's instructions were clear. It's been ages since royalty last visited, so everyone better be on their best behavior. Even the host should try to look respectable, you hear? Scarlet smiled quietly to herself. Perfect. At last, I'm going to the Beast Forest. But then she grew slightly suspicious. Why hasn't Charlean arrived yet? He clearly set out very early. The Duke remarked. His Majesty is quite late, isn't he? Indeed. Even if he's Callier, he still has to obey the rules within the Armand territory. What's with that arrogant attitude of his? Apparently, it's because the Emperor was forced to walk here. Scarlet was shocked. What? Seriously? The royal family didn't take a carriage to the Armand territory? You really thought that was a joke until now? It's completely true. This had nothing to do with Duke Calio's proud tone or the Armand family's renowned status. The relationship between the Armand family and the royal household wasn't just based on power or noble hierarchy. It was a bond carefully preserved, placed above all else, a tie that had existed for a very long time. But in the end, everything would crumble beneath the tyrant's army. Because the Armand family failed to fulfill their role? At that moment, Iszar turned to Scarlet, his tone laced with disbelief. What the hell are you thinking? I can't believe you're going on a retreat with His Majesty. Well, he is my fiancé, after all. She said it out loud, but inwardly, Scarlet grimaced. 3 days and 3 nights stuck with him just to achieve my goal. I'm already sick of him. Iszar pressed on. What did you say to the Duke? I told him I wanted to take a retreat, and he approved right away. Thinking back, Scarlet did find it a little suspicious. She remembered that moment when she had run from outside straight into the Duke's study. Duke! He flinched and turned around. Why didn't you knock? I did. I have something to discuss. Do you have a moment? She smiled inwardly. He's hiding something for sure. But I saw it clearly. It's just, I've been fainting a lot lately. My health doesn't seem good. I'm thinking of taking a short retreat. She noticed he was clutching a crystal orb. Wasn't that the glass sphere used for communication? An affair? Huh? Where did you say you wanted to go? I was thinking of visiting the territory managed by Lord Andrine. It's been 4 years, don't tell me you're aiming for the successor's position? Not at all. Becoming the matriarch? I wouldn't even want that if it were handed to me. My dream is to do nothing but enjoy life. There you go again, talking nonsense. I've never been able to expect anything decent from you. Scarlet thought silently, why does he hate me so much? Not just hate, he's wary of me, too. Anyway, that's that. You'll allow me to go on a retreat, won't you, Your Grace? Someone as weak and delicate as I am, surely I need fresh air to rest and dream sweet dreams, don't I? Fine. It's probably better if you go. Sorry? I didn't quite hear you. I said you can go. Just follow those old men over there. Ah, yes. Then I'll take my leave. Scarlet had only taken a few steps when the Duke spoke again. However, do you truly not remember? I'm talking about the mark or the ring. I've asked you about it many times. Why do you keep pretending this is the first you've heard of it? Scarlet froze. The mark? The ring? I was just too surprised to remember, that's all. Could it be, he's searching for that? She couldn't yet grasp the whole truth, but one thing was clear: the Armand family's heirloom, known as the Iszar mark, was a unique magical artifact passed down through generations. It served as proof of the rightful heir to the family, and it took the form of either a ring or a magical seal. All this time, the Duke, without that artifact, he couldn't officially become the Duke of Armand. And what he desired was none other than the Iszar mark. But why was he searching for it, on her? Scarlet frowned. She didn't fully understand it herself. But one thing was certain: she needed to remember more about that mark. Because it could take on many different forms, and right now, no one knew what form it had taken. Iszar called out. What are you doing just standing there? Bow your head. His Majesty has arrived. The Duke of Armand immediately stepped forward to greet him. Your Majesty, I offer my respects. You've had quite the journey. Charlean gave a faint smile. Thank you for inviting me, Duke Armand. It's nothing, Your Majesty. I'm sure you've already heard quite a bit about our family. Standing behind them, Scarlet muttered with little enthusiasm. He's getting way too excited, as if His Majesty even plans to listen. Exactly my thoughts. Iszar chuckled softly, then leaned in and whispered, Hey, do you know who those people are? Scarlet glanced toward the group standing behind the Emperor. The blonde man is Count Lerman, head of the intelligence division. The one next to him, if I recall correctly, is the captain of Charlean's knights. Well, that's obvious, Scarlet shrugged. But, why are they staring at me like that? If I ask you, then who else can I ask? What the heck, Scarlet frowned. How can you smile like that with such a straight face? Scarlet was about to ask more when Charlean approached from behind, his deep voice resonating. Lady Armand. Hearing the familiar voice, Scarlet turned around too quickly and staggered. Charlean stepped forward just in time to catch her. My lady, still as prone to falling as ever, I see. Scarlet blushed, thinking to herself. Damn it, is it because we haven't met in so long that I'm suddenly all jittery? She took a deep breath, regaining her composure, then bowed politely. Scarlet Armand greets Your Majesty. Charlean waved a hand casually. No need for formalities. Are you well? Yes, I've been thinking so much about Your Majesty that I lost track of time. The surrounding people exchanged shocked glances. Iszar almost bit his tongue. Wow, Scarlet, he whispered. Charlean smiled and turned to give an order. Lerman, bring it here. Yes, Your Majesty. A bouquet of vivid red flowers was brought forward and placed into Scarlet's hands. Lady Armand, this is the bouquet His Majesty wished to give you. Her face still flushed, Scarlet hesitantly asked. Why, such a sudden gift of flowers? Charlean replied without a hint of hesitation. Because when I saw these flowers, I immediately thought of you. I see, but why? Could it be, because I'm as beautiful as a flower? I thought, they looked like your head. The atmosphere froze instantly. Callier's dive to the bottom answer left everyone as stiff as statues. Scarlet clenched her jaw, face burning, thinking. That bastard Charlean. Behind them, Ruman was shaking from trying to hold back his laughter. He said. Told you, didn't I? Yeah, looks like the Count was right. Can't believe His Majesty just joked like that. So, they really are dating now. Then they invited Lady Scarlet to get into the carriage. She looked at the worn-out vehicle and asked. Excuse me, but, what's with this carriage? Lady Andrine replied. It's my carriage. Is there a problem? You must be really short on money. I thought we'd be taking the same carriage as His Majesty. Seeing that His Majesty said nothing either, someone asked. Should we ask him? Fine. We're going to the same place anyway. Scarlet snapped. At times like this, you stop acting like I'm your fiancé, huh? At that moment, Iszar came running over, calling out. Hey, Scarlet. What's going on? Haven't you gone inside yet? You haven't left yet, right? Oh, and you still remember what we talked about yesterday, don't you? No matter what he says on the outside, she could tell he was really worried about her. She smiled brightly and said. Yes, I remember. She recalled the night before. Scarlet. Yes, it's me. Could it be that you, like His Majesty the Emperor? Scarlet nearly spit out the tea she was drinking. Me? Now? Why are you suddenly asking that? Suddenly? What do you mean? I mean, come on. I'm already engaged, aren't I? Scarlet whispered, the thing is, you know how he is. His Majesty is infamous for having a brutal hand. A tyrant with a brutal hand, huh? Exactly. He's piled up bodies into mountains. Wow, well said, Iszar. What kind of tone is that? Did I say something wrong? Not at all. For once, you actually said something good. Humph. So, what do you think of that person who brings misfortune? Does it matter to you? It does. I don't think I could ever marry someone like that. Talking about stuff like this is kind of embarrassing. Even so, it has to be said clearly. After all, I'm your sister. Are you worried that he'll be violent with me? Exactly. That's why I'm concerned. Even if you're in love with His Majesty, I can't just stand by and watch you get hurt. Seeing Iszar's serious expression, Scarlet burst out laughing to the point of tears. Haha, Iszar, what's with that face? I've told you so many times you really don't need to worry. I can take care of myself. Can't you take this seriously for once? Still, thank you. I guess only you would worry about me this much. Even so, take this with you. What is this little trinket? It's a magic communication stone. Once you've set the recipient, you can communicate from miles away. If you ever find yourself in danger, don't hesitate, contact me immediately. I'll come. Back to the present, Scarlet said. You're the one who better not forget what I asked you to do. Make sure to water the safety zone once a week for me, okay? I'm off now. Take care. The carriages set off, but before long, they came to a halt again. Ruman grumbled. Seriously, how many times have we stopped already? We've barely traveled any distance. Outside, the soldiers were arresting criminals. Bandits kept popping up from who knows where. Exactly. But wait, why is the Count sitting here? Shouldn't you be riding in the royal carriage, my lady? Really? Is it all right for me to ride in His Majesty's carriage? Quit talking nonsense and get back to your own carriage. Ruman looked outside, trying to change the subject. There are bandits over there too. This territory must be poorly managed, don't you think? Trying to change the subject, huh? An elder sitting nearby said apologetically. Lady Scarlet, we are ashamed. We have no excuse. So this area is under these two's jurisdiction? What's there to apologize for? It's because the royal carriage is here that the bandits gathered in the first place. Thankfully, we have knights accompanying us. His Majesty is right in the carriage ahead. Maybe these bandits are enemies of the throne. Suddenly, someone shouted. Captain! One of the bandits is escaping. What? Spread out and find the escapee immediately. Don't let a single one get away alive. Without warning, the fugitive charged toward Scarlet. His face was full of malice. Holding a knife, he shouted. Found you. Just as he raised the blade, Armand was suddenly struck hard by Callier, who slammed him against the carriage from behind. Thanks to this, Scarlet was unharmed. After the assailant was subdued, Charlean asked softly. My lady, are you hurt anywhere? Thanks to His Majesty, I'm fine. Nearby, a noblewoman was lamenting her now damaged carriage. A few seconds later, Scarlet finally snapped out of it and asked. But, why are you here? A royal guard rushed over and asked anxiously. Your Majesty, are you unharmed? Scarlet looked outside and saw Charlean's horse. Isn't that the Emperor's favorite steed? Don't tell me, he's been personally escorting my carriage all this time. Just as she voiced the thought, Charlean interrupted. That's enough, my lady. Come ride with me in my carriage. Later, in Charlean's carriage, she asked, what did that earlier remark mean? Did I understand it correctly? It turns out she really didn't pay attention at all. The one they were targeting was her Miss Armand. Do you know about the Pan family's assassins? If it's the Pan family assassins in the Empire, there is one clan that has produced many skilled assassins. The Pan family is tied to a saying, whoever becomes the target of the Pan family will inevitably meet death, no matter who they are. But Scarlet had nothing to do with them, right? Scarlet replied calmly. I don't know. Apart from the assassin clans, I don't know anything. Besides, speaking of Pan, aren't those bandits a bit clumsy in their skills? Yes, that's true, but the breathing technique belongs to the Pan family. Even if it's not Pan themselves, they are definitely assassins. They can't be just ordinary bandits. Is there someone who wants to take the young lady's life? Scarlet thought silently, could it be the Duke of Armand? It was just a hunch. But she asked, will they come again? Of course, looking at her clenched fists, reassuring her, but you really don't need to worry about that, right? The Pan assassin sticking around like this, isn't that something to be concerned about? Whether I live or die, you don't care at all? Exactly, it might mean nothing to His Majesty, but this is my life. He leaned in close and said to the young lady, I mean you don't need to worry. At least while you're with me, no one can harm you. So please rest assured. Those words felt like a psychological blow to Scarlet. Miss Armand spoke honestly. I'm sorry. The morning raid was because we were careless. Please forgive us this once. It's all right now. Didn't everyone arrive here safely? She thought to herself, safe enough that I fell asleep on the carriage, while someone else kept watch over me carefully. The guard hesitated, but when Scarlet turned around, she saw Charlean standing behind with a cold expression. She asked, how can His Majesty be like that? Because the young lady is safe, so this time I'll let it go. Thank His Majesty, the guard said, puzzled. What's going on? Suddenly, someone called out. Your Majesty! Your Majesty! Are you here? There's something that needs your attention. Scarlet looked up and said, meet again at the meal. Your Majesty, young lady, please rest. Yes, I'll wait for Your Majesty to share the carriage, feeling a bit shy, but thanks to him she arrived safely. She had to repay his kindness, right? That night, while everyone was resting, someone tapped their glass and called out. All right, everyone, can you listen to me for a moment? It was none other than Scarlet. She said, it's nothing much. I just want to express my gratitude to everyone. You all worked hard escorting me here. Madame Andrine said. What else does the young lady intend to say? We've already finished eating. During the break, Scarlet said. I want to give everyone a gift for protecting me all these days. She began singing a song called Beautiful Serena. Charlean also paid close attention to her every move. Scarlet glanced at him, and his heart skipped a beat. Inviting everyone to listen, Scarlet started performing the song. Each lyric instantly captivated the audience, seemingly flawless. Then, someone remarked. The young lady doesn't sing very well, does she? The knight's expressions turned unenthusiastic. Scarlet nervously thought. What does everyone think? I promised to repay them, but doing something like this should make that tyrant despise me, right? Let's see how he reacts. When Scarlet turned to look, she noticed Chin covering his mouth, laughing. She widened her eyes in surprise. Charlean is laughing? After returning to camp, she lay down and sighed. I'm so exhausted. She thought singing poorly in front of everyone would make them dislike her, but it backfired. Who knew someone would actually laugh at it? Shouldn't he be ashamed of her? What should I do for the rest of the trip? I can't sleep, maybe I'll take a walk? Unable to sleep, Scarlet wandered and spotted Charlean standing with his horse. Just then, he turned and looked in her direction. She ran over and asked. Your Majesty, what are you doing here? I was returning from patrol. And you, young lady, is something the matter? I just came out for some air. You came out alone like this? She blinked in confusion. Should I have brought someone with me? Unwholesome images flashed through Charlean's mind. Your Majesty, what's wrong? Nothing. If you wish to go, I won't stop you. Aren't you returning to the inn? Suddenly, Charlean turned and asked. Care to take a walk together? Before she knew it, Scarlet was seated behind Charlean on the same horse. Her face darkened, her breathing uneven. She was so embarrassed she could barely breathe. What on earth? What sudden breeze made him want to stroll with me? Charlean, you don't find this uncomfortable? I don't. From the start, he hadn't paid much attention. Was there even anything to say? After a moment of hesitation, Scarlet spoke up. Your Majesty, I heard you have business elsewhere tomorrow? Where are you going? To Rashahel, then back. Rashahel? Why doesn't the original story mention this place? It's just half a day's trip. I'll leave at dawn and return by noon, so it won't disrupt the schedule. Ah, I see. For diplomatic reasons, Charlean will be absent tomorrow morning. Truthfully, she somewhat liked him. He never made unreasonable demands. Since his coronation, the tyranny of neighboring nations had gradually lessened. But why does he irritate me so much? Suddenly, a noise came from behind. Chin immediately went on high alert. The young lady clung tightly to him. Yes. The next second, the horse shot forward at a terrifying speed. Scarlet panicked. No, I'm going to fall. Her hands clutched Charlean's chest like claws. After some distance, I'll circle back to check. Sweat dripped down Scarlet's face as the horse kept racing ahead. Then she suddenly shouted. Your Majesty, there's something over there. Her hands nearly tore Charlean's clothes. When they stopped, they saw a small, adorable wild boar with round, curious eyes. Scarlet quickly composed herself. Huh? Just a baby boar. Finally, she relaxed. Oh my goodness, what a cute little boar. I thought bandits were ambushing us. Charlean leaned against a tree in exasperation, thinking. Cute? Where? This is so far from my tastes. In a situation like this, Lady Armand remains utterly carefree. What? It's nothing. What's the big deal? Ah, maybe he's worried about leaving for a while because of bandits. Henge overreacted so much. Had walking with him made him feel a little more at ease? Your Majesty, do you know much about swords? As she spoke, she rummaged for something. I bought this, it cost a fortune. What do you think? It's a magic sword for self-defense. I used the allowance Duke gave me for vacation to buy it. And this is a fire-starting tool. This one's a smoke pellet, it can create a smokescreen. Charlean wondered to himself. Just where was she keeping all these things? Your Majesty needn't worry, I'm not using them for anything strange. They may look dangerous but they're not lethal. As she spoke, the magic stone slipped out, catching Charlean's attention. Ah, be careful with that. Is this another magical tool? It's a communication device made with cute magic, see? I can use it to send my location to someone far away. Scarlet thought privately. I didn't actually buy this, Iszar gave it to me to escape from him. Charlean examined the transmission stone in Scarlet's hand and asked quietly. Why does my lady carry this? Scarlet smiled faintly. For self-protection, of course. Even when your Majesty is by my side. Hearing this, Charlean nodded slightly. His gaze softened noticeably, as if somewhat reassured. The male lead of this novel was famously cold as a blade, yet unexpectedly devoted to his beloved. Suddenly, he murmured. I like it. Scarlet started slightly. Pardon. I'm satisfied with your answer. Though just a fleeting fantasy of this night, the feeling was intoxicatingly sweet. As if she'd become the heroine of this very story. Charlean pointed ahead. The mother of that boarlet is still nearby. I just saw her. Let's go. Yes. He extended his hand toward her. Aren't you coming? After a brief hesitation, Scarlet gently placed her hand in his. His hand wasn't as cold as she'd imagined. Every moment felt tender, like a dream. A dream she never wanted to wake from. Scarlet was still deep in sleep when she suddenly felt a tickling sensation near her hair. Is someone beside me? A deep voice murmured. Wake up. Scarlet shifted slightly. That voice, Charlean? When did he climb onto my bed? Not waking up? Or are you dreaming of something pleasant, with me? Scarlet jolted awake, but the face before her wasn't Charlean's. A stranger was staring down at her. At that moment, the door burst open with a violent crash. Lady Armand. Are you all right? Instantly, the cold edge of a blade pressed against her throat. The stranger spoke coolly. You're too late, knight. If you value this young lady's life, I suggest you step back. Outside, the scene was no less chaotic. Damn it. They just keep coming. Where are these bastards even from? Andrine roared. What about the young lady? Where's Scarlet? Ah, probably still asleep in her room. What? Andrine bellowed. You didn't guard her. She can't fight, how could you leave her defenseless? Then go get her yourself. The two began squabbling like angry geese, leaving the enemy soldiers utterly baffled. What the hell are these two old farts doing? Suddenly, a furious shout tore through the air from inside the house. Let her go. The red-haired man pressed the blade harder against Scarlet's throat, smirking coldly. Now, I said no arguments. All of you drop your weapons. It's pointless anyway. Your knight captain's already surrendered. I turned to the shamefaced captain, who hung his head in disgrace. I'm sorry, Lady Armand. I'm a worthless piece of trash. Fine, what about Charlean? The red-haired man smirked. His Majesty left for Residhel at dawn. Won't be back anytime soon. So, no one's coming to save you. Scarlet narrowed her eyes. These bastards, they clearly waited for Charlean to leave before making their move. Are they working with last night's assassins? What do you want? What do you gain from killing me? My precious lady, he scoffed. Killing you would be a waste. Just behave, and you'll be fine. Whether you get hurt or not, well, I can't promise anything. Scarlet frowned. His goal isn't my death, damn it, the ambush caught me off guard, no time to grab my tools. Now all I have left is. She clenched the magic stone in her hand. Never thought I'd have to use it like this. The stone emitted a faint glow, sending its signal like a bolt of lightning. Far away, in Resid Hell, Charlean abruptly halted his horse mid-gallop. His grip on the reins tightened. Your Majesty? What's wrong? Ruman asked. Charlean didn't answer immediately. His eyes turned glacial. Count Lerman. Return to the garden. Now. The garden? But why? I sensed a familiar surge of magic. From Scarlet. Back in the room. A sharp cry escaped Scarlet as the red-haired man leapt back, raising his hands. Whoa! Sorry. Did I hurt you? I'm just standing here with good intentions. He turned and barked at his men. Hey! Load the loot onto the wagons. Yes, Commander. Scarlet staggered to her feet. A knight rushed to steady her. My lady. Are you hurt? I'm fine. But stay alert. These aren't ordinary thugs. Especially that red-haired ringleader. She glared at his retreating figure. Just who is he really? Scarlet turned to the two elders and asked sharply. Do you know of the Pan family assassins? The two elders exchanged bewildered glances before responding. How does the young lady know of them? His Majesty told me yesterday, Scarlet said through gritted teeth. He said their combat techniques resemble the Pan family's breathing arts. One of the elders lowered his voice gravely. Then it must be, that family has long faded into obscurity. Years ago, the Pan clan was wiped out by the head of the Armand family, a man never formally recognized. Those who knew the Pan techniques were nearly all exterminated. Scarlet's jaw tightened. Then there's no doubt. That red-haired bastard, could he be a remnant of the Armand family? Just then, the red-haired man sauntered forward with a mocking chuckle. Oh, excellent. The old man's quite sharp, isn't he? Hey, Gramps, wouldn't it be better to play dumb sometimes? In one swift motion, he grabbed Elder Brian by the collar and hoisted him up. Like right now, for instance. Take the young lady elsewhere. Yes, sir. Scarlet screamed. What are you doing? Elder Brian has nothing to do with this. The red-haired man shrugged, his voice dripping with icy indifference. Exactly. So his death wouldn't matter. What did you just say? His death wouldn't matter? Scarlet's voice tore through the air. Stop. Isn't your target me? Then name your demands, I'll comply with anything. But don't touch the others. The red-haired man turned slowly, narrowing his eyes. Oh? So you'd rather die here, defying your precious duke's wishes? Scarlet's mind raced. They need me alive, that much is clear. Whatever their goal, my survival is their leverage. But if I turn that against them... She lifted her chin, voice steel. As I said, I'll die right here. I'll defy everything your duke has planned. The red-haired man spun around with a mocking laugh. Undeterred, Scarlet continued with steel in her voice. I know I'm your target. I'll make sure you can't ignore me. Isn't it obvious? You specifically chose this moment when His Majesty was absent and I was defenseless, your perfect opportunity. But threaten anyone else, and I'll take my own life. Suddenly, she screamed at the top of her lungs. Your Majesty! The mere mention of Charlean's name sent her captors into panic, their heads whipping around. Seizing the moment, Scarlet yanked free from her bonds, already secretly severed earlier using the magic stone. Without hesitation, she drove her elbow into the ribs of the guard beside her. The red-haired leader bellowed. What the hell? Grab her now. In one fluid motion, Scarlet snatched the dagger from Madame Andrine's belt, earning a shocked gasp from the older woman, and pressed the blade to her own throat. The red-haired man froze. What? Why that look? As if you never imagined this scenario? Stop joking around, this act doesn't suit a lovely lady like you. Scarlet smirked, the blade biting into her skin. Let's see, I think it suits me just fine. As she slowly drew the dagger upward, her only thought was, to escape the situation, there's no other way. Please Charlean, don't be late. With a hiss, she spat. You bastards, see you in hell. At that exact moment, Charlean materialized, his iron grip arresting her wrist. Scarlet's eyes shone with relief. Charlean? Your Majesty. How did you? He wrenched the dagger from her grasp. Explanations later. His glacial gaze swept forward. Our priority is dealing with them first. Count Lerman, escort the lady. At once, your majesty. As Scarlet cried out warnings about the enemy's tactics, Charlean gently interrupted. No need to worry. Close your eyes now. Don't look, and don't listen. His grip tightened, voice dripping with lethal calm. I can't promise what shape they'll be in, my mood isn't exactly pleasant at the moment. The chaos was over in a blink. Though resolved slightly later than planned, we resumed our journey. As for you, what now? Miraculously, after my persistent persuasion, he avoided severe punishment. Instead, upon concluding this trip, he was dispatched to the disputed border region for several months. During the journey, far from scheming, I grew unexpectedly close to the tyrant's two closest aides. Lady Armand, however did you persuade His Majesty so easily? Truly remarkable. Easy, I laughed. I had to follow him for 3 days and nights straight. Exhausting doesn't begin to cover it. Ben bowed deeply. My sincere gratitude, Lady Armand. I swear to repay you with my very name. I'll hold you to that. You'll owe me plenty. Naturally, my lady. Ruman chimed in. Ah, unlike others, the lady is truly magnanimous. They were simpler souls than appearances suggested. Even when teased, they merely chuckled. Ouch, he acts like such a grump. Someone muttered, yet they remained cheerfully unbothered. Count Lerman, meanwhile, wept at the drop of a hat. No longer the golden squid, he'd been rechristened the sniveling golden squid. The knight captain was equally prone to tears. He and the intelligence chief never stopped chattering, their endless commentary a constant backdrop. My lady, it'll be chilly tonight. You should wrap up warm. Thank you. Madame Andrine is always on guard against them. It's strange. Looking at me, Lord Brian is reminded of the former Duke, mumbling to himself, making the atmosphere heavy and oppressive. As for the tyrant? My lady. Ah, yes, your majesty? How is your body? Ah, yes, I'm fine. It's just that sitting in the carriage for so long has made me a little tired. Then from now on, we will walk. What? Of course, the only one walking will be you. I don't know what's so amusing about teasing me, but he seems to come up with more jokes every day. It's not amusing at all. Anyway, we have already been through so many ups and downs. We have arrived. Everyone may disembark. We have set foot in the place where the trouble is happening, as the elders said. This is Lord Andrine's territory, the Beast Demon Forest. A destination that could decide the fate of the Armand family and the elders. I brought the tyrant here with a purpose so that he fully understands the situation the elders are facing. Because in the worst case, they might ask him for help. Discussing the Beast Demon Forest with Duke Armand was truly pointless. I remember how many times I said, I told you, we need to act now. I don't care. You handle it yourselves. It seems we're very close now. What happened? How is the Armand family defending the border? I will explain everything, your majesty. This is what happened. Even if we had 2 mouths, we wouldn't dare lie. We sincerely apologize for causing your majesty to worry. All right. Anyway, I don't trust you all. Scarlet stepped forward, speaking sternly. Your majesty, first, why don't we try entering the forest once? Wouldn't that be better? Isn't Miss Armand here for treatment? It's true I came here for treatment, but isn't this forest related to the Armand family? I'm here to inspect it myself. So, are we setting off to that forest? Exactly. Your majesty, you must stop the young lady. This forest is an extremely dangerous area. We cannot just enter casually. I know. I'll only go as far as the border area and then return. Everyone doesn't need to follow me, because I will be going with your majesty. Lord Brian anxiously called out to the young lady. Scarlet, is it really necessary for you to go? I want to see for myself what exactly is causing such a disturbance in the forest. Charlean nodded and gently grasped Scarlet's shoulder. I will follow her lead. I also have plans to enter the forest. Everyone need not worry about the young lady's safety. As long as she's with me, what could possibly happen? On the contrary, it's more dangerous to go with those who are incompetent. Charlean was clearly referring to Benzer, causing Scarlet to silently hurry after His Majesty. Your Majesty, shall we depart then? Yes, let's see, from the entrance gate, proceed eastward. There will be a large ancient tree there. Seeing Scarlet take the lead, Charlean asked in surprise. Young lady, have you been to this forest before? Scarlet froze in place. What? Of course not. This is a place even the elders cannot enter at will. This is my first time here. It's good that you're leading on foot even though it's your first time, Charlean smiled lightly. She also chuckled quietly, thinking to herself. I've only dreamed of this place. Then she said, is that so? Because I am someone who loves adventure, I unconsciously take the lead. Don't go too far. I don't know from where the beasts might suddenly jump out. Yes, your majesty. After walking for a while, Scarlet stopped. We've arrived, your majesty. Look over here. I told you this place is dangerous, don't go too far. Over here, your majesty. Scarlet was stunned. Look at this. The place the young lady unknowingly found was where ancient golden flowers were blooming, the very same flowers that attracted the beast demons. Afterward, the two of them brought back these flowers. Everyone was amazed. Oh my, is this real? Is this a rare flower? Not exactly rare. In our time, these flowers are considered to exist only in novels, so I thought they must be extremely rare. But, young Lady Armand, where did you find that? Rumen was referring to the thing in Scarlet's hand. Oh, this? Such a cute little spirit, right? I picked it up in the forest. I might just keep it as a pet. Rumen said. That's not a spirit, it's a Beto beast demon hybrid. It's also known as a predator. It swallows other beast demons whole. The head of intelligence, who is knowledgeable about the plants and creatures of the Great River, explained. Scarlet pretended to be surprised. Huh? But, Charlean said. Even if it doesn't harm humans, you can't keep it as a pet. It's used to ward off beast demons in this forest. And the tyrant here is the same, because he is a wise man. At first, everyone seemed shocked at what seemed like a meaningless result. But then everyone became busy quickly handling the situation. We took samples of all kinds of flowers, soil, and the Beto beast demon for research purposes. Of course, right after preparing everything for research, we decided to burn that area. Count Lerman and the Armand family also agreed to discuss all the research results. If things continue like this, everything should be settled properly, right? Meanwhile, Scarlet was gifted a crystal orb. Can I really have this? Well, you need it, since you'll have to listen to experimental reports later. Exactly. Thank you for this gift. I heard that transparent crystal like this is very expensive. Compared to the favor you've granted us, this is nothing. That's right. You are our lifesaver. Though it's not a communication device, if you ever need anything, just tell us. We will help. If you both say so? I don't know when, but when Iszar and my servant-like friend are in danger, can you promise to stand up and protect them? Yes, we promise, as vassals of the Armand family, to save those two. We swear it. Thank you so much. So the mission is complete. Lord Andrine, Lord Brian, take care of yourselves. Once the situation stabilizes, I'll visit in spring. I intend to keep in touch with the elders. I think the Duke is trying to kill me. At times like this, it's better to have at least one more person on my side. Scarlet kept glancing back, and Rumen reminded her. Young lady, please sit properly. Does your majesty have something to say to that person? Something to say? Yes, I want to talk about the assassins who targeted you. Assassins? Count Lerman and Charlean have been investigating those who threatened my life throughout the trip. Among them, one tried to run away, but under Chin's threat, he confessed some things. Count Lerman continued with a weak expression. Those are disgusting truths. Once we return, we must think of how to deal with the Duke. The reasons remain unclear, but his actions have crossed all limits. Rumen asked the young Lady Armand gloomily. Are you all right? She gave a forced smile. Of course I'm fine. She thought to herself, of course, first I have to check on those little spirits.